The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on
I got to be honest with you. We may have to change songs. We've had this one for a long time, right?
We have.
Is the whole world really coming together now, as Jermaine says, probably in the beginning?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you look around, the whole world's coming together now. Is it? Do we really want to start our show where literally the first line of dialogue anyone hears every day is a lie?
I'd rather hear good news.
I'm with
Positive
you, man.
thoughts.
I do, but I feel like we're doing what this will make MC happy. We're doing exactly what people think is happening. We're opening with fake news. Now, I don't know if there's a song that's going to say, if you look around, everything's terrible. And I don't know if
true too.
Nah.
Oh, every song that I like starts like that.
That
But you
is-
say, that's stupid.
That's depressing.
That's true.
How
Maybe-
depressing.
Morrissey was right the whole time. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, like always, it goes too fast.
it does.
Yeah.
Goes too fast.
We need that 3-day weekend.
Got a case of the
4-day work
Mondays.
week.
We do.
Yeah.
So you'd rather do would you rather do I guess I don't even know how it would work, because if you extended every one of our shows for an hour, that would be a full extra day plus an hour. Well, okay, let's just put it that way. If we had to go 6 to 11 every day.
For 4 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would be for just 4 days. Duh. So it would work out.
Mhm.
Be a lot best of 6 to 7 though, wouldn't there? Like we'd figure that out. Hey,
Got to.
every hour after a game, we replay the best ofs.
We could do another hour.
You say that now.
I mean, you do that every week, right?
What, do another hour?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
If you count up all the hours, you're already doing that.
True. Well, we already got moved to an extra hour.
Yeah.
And this is going to be our second summer like that.
Yes.
Like the extra, but 5 hours.
But look, we're already over a month and a half done from football.
Yes, but we haven't. It hasn't started yet though.
What's
The dreaded summer shows.
Yeah.
That starts. I mean, it kind of starts. I would say like the day King season is over, whenever that will be. You get like a week after, maybe 2, but it's pretty much a week after postmortem.
Mm-hmm.
And then you begin the downslide. You still have basketball.
Right.
And
the
that'll,
finals and the draft. And
right.
free agency.
But that pretty much from when the finals end to opening day, with some exceptions, like you said, free agency, we'll have the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. We've been doing this long enough.
We got a baseball team coming to town.
Yeah, but they're not here yet.
Oh, they're going to be here next year. Summers will be better.
No, next summer, but I'm talking about this.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then we've done this long enough to know that like every time it comes around, we get really excited for the Olympics. And like, I get excited because I'm like, oh, there's content. And then the Olympics come around. It's like Frankie Johnson won the 3x500 and let's break it down. Like, it's usually like, oh, did you see that thing? And then that's a segment.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really even, like, we have to find something. We have to find an Olympic benchmark, although we can't legally, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to find a way to work that in. Like,
Summer Games benchmark.
yeah. Like, Maybe we do 3 for Madness. We do 3 in the key. We do the safer out. That's all 3s. What if we did like a gold, silver, bronze?
5 rings.
Yeah, like moments from the thing that we saw. There we go. We just wrote that.
Moments from the thing that we saw.
Yeah, I think legally that's the only thing we can call it.
Probably.
We can't call it anything having to do with the Olympics.
Let's call it, because no one will be looking. It'll be like misdirection. In the summertime, we'll call it March Madness.
100%. And then in March, we should call that the Olympics.
Yes.
For those of you who don't
Just
know,
trick them.
We had to have a big old 5 trainings where the big attorneys flew in. And they were like, hey, you can't say anything ever, and you can't play any music ever. Yeah. And if you do, you're going to jail.
Super Bowl week. Welcome to the Masters.
Yeah.
Ironically, they were pretty cool on drops.
Yeah, which is
like, oh yeah, do whatever you want with that.
Yeah, do whatever you
really?
want. Play whatever unlicensed thing from a movie that's federally protected that you wish, but you might want to be careful with calling it the Masters.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, it is Masters Week.
It is.
My favorite part about that meeting is you coming up with an idea for a contest and then me explaining to you we can't do that because of the meeting that we were in.
Yeah, which is lame. Chris had to play show attorney. Speaking of Chris, big, might as well get it out of the way right now because I can't wait to talk about it. You had WrestleMania something last night.
40.
40.
Yeah.
Has there only been
Philly.
40?
Only.
WrestleMania 40 in Philly.
Yeah.
No, I feel like if you go back, WrestleMania started with Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
But haven't they is it only once a year?
Yeah.
So they don't have, I thought they had WrestleMania and then
And SummerSlam.
Yeah. Isn't that a WrestleMania?
No, it's SummerSlam.
They don't have WrestleMania XL, WrestleMania 5000, WrestleMania 2. Okay. So I watched WrestleMania like I watch Saturday Night Live, which is if something's interesting, it'll make Twitter and I'll look at it. And I looked at this morning, I looked at the end of it last night. And they're all in the ring. And then John Cena comes in. And yeah, he does that, but in a second. And then he body slams somebody, I think. And then
Sacramento's own Solo Sikoa.
Yeah. And but before that, he was nice enough to clear there was
the monitors.
Yeah, the monitors and I wanted to say, what's the name of the little board I have at home? The
Roadcaster.
Yeah, there's a little Roadcaster he cleared. That was very nice of him. And then he slammed the guy into the table. And then I will say this, honestly, this is because and again, so I don't get letters. I totally accept it as awesome. And I'm not making fun of it much. I'm not the wrestling stupid guy. I'm not. I recognize that it's a cultural event here. It's a big deal. And why yuck people's yums? But it's just funny to watch it from a dumb perspective like mine. Because he slammed. My favorite part of the whole thing, tied for my favorite. I'll tell you what my 2 favorite parts were of the entire ending. Number 1, after John Cena slams the guy into the table, it's if you smell what the Rock is cooking, Rock's coming in, right? I really, really appreciated the camera angle on John Cena. It was a really well done, piece of cinematography, if you will, that showed it was a movie. It was a movie angle on him to show this fear in his eyes, right? And he's an actor now, so he pulled it off well. And then the Rock comes in, and they're mortal enemies, I guess. And then they stare at each other for a long time. Really long. They're just right, you and I almost touching noses close. And they're just staring. And the Rock's wearing I don't know, some form of Docker shirt or something. I don't know what the hell it was. And then the Rock looks left at the crowd and John Cena looks right. They're taking in the moment, I think. They're letting it build. And there's people with signs of people's faces in the background, which got me really because they're trying to take it all in. And then they look, they're just looking around for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, it seemed like. And then John Cena does his "you can't see me" thing right before he goes to punch the Rock. And shockingly, the Rock intercepts the punch. I don't know if it was the fact that John Cena did the thing beforehand to give him the warning, but John, maybe don't telegraph your punches so easy. So the Rock does the people's elbow or whatever to slam him. And then the Rock is up. And then some guy tries to like take out The Rock, but then out of nowhere, you don't see it. Roman Reigns comes in and body slams the guy that was trying to take out The Rock. And then Roman Reigns, I don't know where Roman Reigns went. I think he collapsed after he did that, something. Like he got up and he body slams the guy, and then he fell back down and went to sleep for a while. And then the guy he body slammed was asleep.
A lot of sleeping.
Right? And then, you know, I always thought The Rock was the biggest pop in the sport. But then, who's the one guy that says you got to protect the cops? The Blue Lives Matter guy, wrestler. He used to have the long hair and be scary, but now he's like 60.
Your description of this person is incredible.
Why? No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I forgot. The Undertaker.
Hey, you got it.
So the Undertaker. So it goes, bong, and everyone freaks out, right? Bong. It's like the biggest pop of the whole thing, and then the lights go out. And which I didn't understand what was happening. All the lights went out. And honestly, the first time I saw it, I thought they were having like a Ravens-Niners power failure. And then the lights come back on, and the Blue Lives Matter guy is behind The Rock, but The Rock doesn't see him. So he just like appeared right out of nowhere, like because he was dead. And then he came back to life when he was
no longer sleeping.
He was right. Like he was forever sleeping. And then I think what happens is when the bong, it's like when they say Beetlejuice 3 times and he shows up and he's standing behind The Rock. And then The Rock did not learn anything from John Cena because then The Rock is like kind of scared. And then he has this like giant wind up and he had like a Levi's belt in his hand with some writing on it. I didn't understand. It was like a white belt. And then he goes to hit, the Undertaker guy, and the Undertaker's like, and he just like grabs him by the neck in a choke. Yes. And then and here's the thing, like props. I say this with all love, like props to this guy. But I think he's like 60. So I think what he did is like, he put his hand around The Rock's neck, and then I think The Rock like bent down and jumped in the air. And then the old guy just kind of followed him down to the ground. It was like, oh, he killed The Rock. And then The Rock went to sleep. And then it went bong, and the power went out again. And then when the power came back on, the old guy wasn't around anymore, who used to have the really long black hair, but now he's wearing like a skull cap. And he looked like Tom Arnold's character in True Lies when they were shooting the guy with the little, yeah. So then
you watched a lot more of this.
I just watched the last 4 minutes.
Okay.
It's taken you 10 minutes to describe.
I know,
the 4
sorry.
minutes.
Well, I'm trying to paint the picture for the audience and be accurate. I don't want to offend the wrestling people. So then the old guy's gone, and then The Rock is dead or dying. And then the guy that stopped The Rock from getting taken out woke up, and some other guy woke up simultaneously, and they were crawling for a chair that was lying down in the ring. And then whatever I was watching ended. So one of them, I'm assuming, hit the other with the chair. And,
I thought they would have sat down,
or maybe sat and had a conversation.
Yeah.
And then
talked it out.
And then that was, I assume that was the end. And then one of them won I'd say it looked like it was one of the Royal Rumbles, because it was everybody.
No, that's during the Royal Rumble.
So what I'm describing was the Royal Rumble?
No, that's WrestleMania.
But it was why was everybody in there, though?
Because it was Bloodline rules.
Come on, Dave.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Speaking of rules, and I said this on Twitter earlier, the last 2-minute report is going to be ridiculous because the ref, nothing.
It was Bloodline rules.
So,
what don't you get about that?
So does that mean you don't need a ref?
There are no rules. The ref is just there to count to 3.
But the ref didn't count anyone, and they all pretty much died.
Because no one was being pinned.
So the ref is just literally like, I'm going to chill and have a smoke until somebody's being pinned, and then my job is...
Always during Bloodline rules.
Why don't they have like a celebrity do that then? Like, because you don't really have to... You could have done that. Somebody.
I used to do that.
Pat McAfee. You did?
Yeah.
Last thing. Last question on that. Oh, we were talking about the ref and the lack of rules. God, we got a break. I forgot my question that I didn't understand about it because it made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And who won?
Cody Rhodes.
Which one was Cody Rhodes?
I don't even think he was in that.
So the guy that wasn't even there won?
See, smart.
I guess.
Stay out of the fray.
Stay out of the fray and
Yeah.
then come in at the end. And I'll say it once again, wrestlers, if you're up and coming wrestler, if you're winning the match, under no circumstances do you take your opponent and throw them against the rope so that they bounce back towards you for like the clothesline.
Yeah, they're
come
back.
They're always gonna duck under it and
Yeah.
then start beating you up and then you lose. That's always where they lose. Don't do it.
They'll figure it out someday.
I guess there's no rules because everybody could just go in and hit everybody.
Bloodline rules.
I don't understand that at all. Anyways, I thought it was really awesome. So congratulations to all the wrestlers. They won. And that was good. And it was a wrestling match in Brooklyn for a minute there with the jump shots for the Kings in the third quarter. Right? They couldn't make one. They couldn't see the basket. We'll take a break when we come back. Did you like my recap?
Yeah.
Okay. When we come back. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. If you taped it, if you DVR'd it, sorry. The Kings split the weekend. We have new champions in the world of women's basketball, and we talked about it. We talked about Coach Calipari leaving. Here it is. He's going to Arkansas. We'll talk about that and more next. Bong.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
But the Kings from 19 down to lead briefly by 1. Now it's the Celtics on top by 1. Everybody's standing. Ball game on the line. Harrison Barnes with the inbounds. He feeds it into Fox. Fox drives it, plants, launches off the rim. Barnes crashes, put back, missed at the rim by Keegan Murray, and the Celtics will win it. 101-100. The Kings had opportunities. Fox off the bounce, and it did not go. Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes were in there trying to keep it alive, and I think the Kings were really frustrated because the whistles were swallowed. The inbounds pass went to De'Aaron. He raced down the right side of the paint, launched off the bounce. It rimmed out, and then it was a putback attempt by Keegan, and there was also a tip by Colby Jones as time expired. JaVale McGee trying a 3 and missing it. Huge smile on his face. 8 seconds to go. Our final score tonight is going to be 107-77 as the Kings are successful in getting the win. It's their 45th win. They're back to 12 games over 500.
Well, where do you want to start? Which one? You want to start Celtics loss or Nets win?
Either one, whatever you pick.
I guess alphabetical or not alphabetical. Well, yeah, I guess alphabetical or chronological, that too. I was actually watching the end of that at Golden One Center because I was there for the comedy thing. And it was, they turned down on the sound and I looked up. I ended up going back home and watching it because later, which I probably didn't need to do. Because I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch the game in Boston.
Yeah.
They though, they were down big, came back, and the whole time that I was watching the end of it. I kept saying to my buddy there, who I won't say on the air, but guy who works for Golden One Center, good guy. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I am protecting my heart, and I'm not letting myself believe. And you know what? That didn't even work because I was still a little upset.
Yeah.
Some of you heard this one before. The Kings dig themselves a giant hole in a game, and then they have this massive comeback that gets you excited, and then they fall just short. And I know the last 2-minute report, everyone wants to, and I understand it, but all I heard over the weekend was everybody wants to harp on the elbow. I get it. It was a foul. I'm not entirely sure. Fox didn't travel on the gather, but they didn't call that. That's fine. And also, he makes that 99 out of 100 times. And if we're gonna bitch about the foul, the elbow to the face, that's fine. Listen, it is human nature to want to blame other things. Sure. I'm gonna blame Keegan Murray for holding on to the ball like it was an egg when he pulled the rebound down previously. Tough. I mean, hold the ball.
Okay.
Just grab the rebound. It's like he grabbed the rebound and looked at a butterfly or something, and and I understand that stuff happens. These are pros, but grab the damn ball and bring it into your chest, and then also
he literally, by the way, I'm going to defend Keegan.
Defend him.
He had zero time to do that. If you watch that play again, his second foot's not even down. So
before it got poked out.
Yeah, there's no. Maybe he was in the process of bringing it. Was already gone.
What about him also missing the wide open midi follow up too?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
just Keegan.
My whole thing is I'm going to focus more on. That's just me.
But you're choosing that play and not the foul in the face.
Then. I'm choosing the Fox missing the gimme midi. Right. I'm missing Keegan missing the putback. I'm blaming Keegan turning over the ball off the rebound, which all are defensible. I admit that, and I'm blaming the Kings digging themselves into a giant hole.
Yeah,
I'm blaming that as like a group, and then it's one of those don't leave it in the judge's hands. Yes, right. Yes, it was. Yes, they missed the elbow, and it was a foul. They lost.
Yeah,
and
I mean, there's so many things that could have happened differently. Yes. I mean, the point on the Keegan one is if he grabbed it, what if he got fouled? What if he missed both free throws?
What if Keegan got fouled?
I mean, so many things were. It's not like the Kings. It's over because he got the rebound.
Right.
Like there's still a lot of moving parts. There was a lot of things that went wrong in that game, certainly. Yes. And it was a game going in. I did not think they would win, and then it was like, wow, are they going to steal? This would have been a theft.
They won that and a half. They would have maybe not gotten out of Massachusetts. They might have gotten arrested.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still a bad loss. It was in the end of it.
In the end of it, it was, and it was just something they really, really, really could have used.
Yes, absolutely.
That would have been tremendous
coming down to this final week. Yes.
No basketball tonight.
Correct.
For the national championship, men's national championship, and then it's Oklahoma City tomorrow, and we'll go over this quite a bit this week. But last week of the regular season, and it's going to come down to it, and it ain't an easy road for Sacramento.
No, and yesterday I saw a mixed reaction. I actually think it was worse that the Pelicans beat the Suns.
Yeah,
I do, but we'll see how it all plays out.
Because we might end up playing the Pelicans in the first round,
or just
in the play-in.
I think you basically have to get into a situation where you've got to get ahead or tied with the Pelicans. Let's say,
yeah.
Because they've got the tiebreaker. Kings have the tiebreaker on everyone else in this race that they're in.
They do. I mean, they have it on the Lakers. They have it on Dallas technically, although I don't know. They in the and then Phoenix. It comes down to the game later this week.
I mean, and that's my assumption is obviously you have to beat them. You have to beat New Orleans. Yeah. But technically, the Kings could win out. New Orleans could win every game, but the Kings game, and they don't catch them.
New Orleans still have Ingram and Zion out, right?
No, Zion's playing.
Came back.
Ingram is coming back.
Is he going to come back just in time to play us?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They play Portland next, and then they've got 3 tough ones.
And then the Kings. I'm not going to whine about an almost 30-point, or was it a 30-point?
Yeah, they won by 30.
Yeah, they won by 30. I will tell you this: that third quarter that's what they play in sports bars in hell. That was just woof.
That third quarter was. It didn't happen, so it's important to say this. Remember how you said, like, I don't think we could have any more Willotes? That would have been it.
Would have. I agree with you.
And had they played, honestly, any team that was worth
that's what I was watching. That's why I was getting so angry. I was like, the Kings are they're just trying to give this away, but the Nets, they suck too much.
It was 24-13. Another team, like, that could have been a 36-13. You're going, how do you blow a 25? That's how right there. They did everything they could. And then, they held the Nets to 13 in the fourth. Yeah. 77 is what they held them to overall. So, yeehaw for that. Yeehaw.
We need to break. You say, yeah. All right. The other two we were going to get to, South Carolina undefeated. National champions. We'll get into that at 7:43. Also, the men's final tonight. But that was a hell of a game for almost all of it. In the end, it kind of, it happens. And then Coach Calipari is going to Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, and we got a couple ideas as to who's going to replace him in Kentucky as well. So, college basketball on the mind. National championship tonight. Casey Pratt will join us at 8:27. Frankie Clicks.
We may not have Frankie so fast. Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. Sounds like Frankie may be under the weather.
Really? Well, Frankie, that happens. Frankie's reliable. Yeah, he's under the weather. He's under the weather. It happens. We all get sick. I get sick. You don't really get sick.
Yeah. We'll hopefully have Frankie tomorrow.
All right, we'll take a break. We haven't decided on a song.
I've got music.
Oh, do you? Because are we welcoming in is this right here? We're welcoming in a new sponsor, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Do you have any music?
Just grabbed an old one.
You just grabbed an old one?
Yeah.
Hit it, would you? Let's see if this. All right. You know what? Weirdly, kind of works. All right, everybody. You ready? Remember my friend Dr. Jack Friedlander? He's back. But not the NorCal Laser Light, although he's doing that. I want you to listen up, especially on the YouTube. Thinking about a couple of you on the YouTube. It's my friend Dr. Jack and his friend Dr. Pash with offices in Roseville and San Francisco. So I'm gonna just look. I'm gonna ask you all to be adults, which I know is impossible, because I'm gonna talk to you right now about a subject, guys, that's probably on your mind a lot. It's called girth. I'll talk to you about girth. I want to talk to you about the Upsize Clinic going on right now. Yeah, you know where I'm going here. Look, anytime there's rankings, girth is ranked as the most important attribute. No, the upsize procedure here, you get immediate results. It's non-surgical, okay? And virtually pain-free, Chris. It's safe, it's effective, it's long-lasting, semi-permanent. I get what they did there. And it's doctors, okay? It's doctors. It's not that you're not grabbing some pills at the convenience store. It's a surgical, it's doctors. Now, listen, you get a free consultation. It can be done the same day as your consultation. In and out. Dr. Pash, Dr. Jack. Look, what more can I say? Go to upsizeclinic.com. That's upsizeclinic.com. You tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. When we come back, Kings lose to Boston. We got audio for you next.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopier.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby. Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
Welcome to the April Adventures sales event at Kia Vacaville, where they're ushering a new season with unbeatable lease options for their 2024 lineup. As April blooms with possibilities, it's the perfect time to discover the thrill of driving a Kia, featuring the luxurious and versatile Kia Telluride. During April Adventures, Kia Vacaville is excited to unveil their top models with irresistible lease offers. Feel the exhilaration of the all-new Kia Sportage, blending captivating design with dynamic performance. Experience the impressive fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid wonder that stretches your adventures further. And don't miss out on the chance to boost your journeys with the luxurious comfort and practicality of the Kia Telluride. Available now at Kia Vacaville. Embrace the look of spring with their eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, tailored for those who seek efficiency without sacrificing style. With the EV9 in stock, Kia Vacaville is your premier destination for electric excitement. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. For more details, visit Kia Vacaville and embark on your April adventure today.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort. See what we can do for you with a free fitting. Just stop in or schedule an appointment. With over 200 stores, there's likely one near you. Find yours at goodfeet.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Just so you know, and by the way, the consultants always say, the one thing you always want to do in radio is start a segment out by saying, You've had an entire commercial break to prepare for what you're going to say. Always start out, because you want to grab them right away. You want to grab the audience. Always start out with because that's going to tell you exactly how the segment's going to go. I think I paused, because normally we go right into the audio here, but I want to do a public service announcement. The game happened Friday. We just haven't talked to you since Friday. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on this, but we're kind of building a story arc here in talking about the Kings. So we have to talk about both games that happened, Jason. Right. You're in your beautiful purple hoodie, my favorite hoodie that you wear. This was, much like after Enchilada Night, a game of runs.
There's Alex Lynn against Cornette. Rolls for the hook. It's short. It's no good. Kings now miss 6 straight shots. Celtics want to build. Here's Tatum straight away. 3, no good. Stick back, Cornette. Good Cornette timed it beautifully. It's now a 19-3 run by Boston, and they lead 22-11. What a nightmare this first quarter has been now for the Sacramento Kings.
Well, it got worse.
And the Kings as a team are 2 for 16. When the Sacramento Kings don't make threes, they're in a world of hurt. Here's Pritchard driving, breaking down the defense. Gets the layup off the dribble. Mike Brown calls timeout. And now it's a full-fledged drought. It's 33-17. We're only just over 2.5 minutes into this second quarter. And
yeah, it's pretty much where you think, okay, well, rest everybody up for the game in 2 days. But then the Kings had a tiny, little baby run with Davion Mitchell.
Here's a drive by Davion Mitchell, and he scores it coming down the right side of the lane for Sacramento. 1 minute to go in the first half, 54-50 in favor of Boston.
Okay, so 17-5 run for the Kings. And then, kind of kept going and going and going. And next thing you knew, in the fourth quarter is the biggest lead there was for Boston.
Here's Pritchard off the bounce, crossover, pull-up, score it. Talked about him being so solid fundamentally. He has just given the Celtics a 92-76 advantage, and that, I believe, equals their biggest lead of the ball game.
Yeah. So, game's over, right? But Kings get themselves. By the way, also, isn't it kind of weird that 16 points, 17, whatever that was? Did the lead ever get above 20 for Boston?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, which is crazy. Like a 30-9 run, and the lead never got above 20. It's a little weird, but then in the fourth quarter, the Kings ate the Mario Star. They ate the spinach. I don't know what the hell happened there, and they went bonkers.
And the Kings are on the move. Make it interesting, Sacramento. Let's see what De'Aaron Fox can do. He had a 20-point second quarter. He sidesteps a defender. He knocks down a 3 straight away. It's now a 2-possession game.
So 98-92, Boston. The Black Falcon gets involved.
He's working with a left-hand drive. Heats a pass to the corner. Barnes is open. Big 3 on the way. The Falcon knocks down the triple. It's 99-95.
That's a 4-point Celtics lead. Move on a little bit. De'Aaron Fox. How about a lead for Sacramento?
Fox going to drive it. Gets the step. He goes to the rack on the right side of the paint and scores. It's 99-97 with 56 seconds to go. Missoula not taking a timeout. He's indicating through hand signals here what he wants his team to do. Boston fans coming to their feet. 45 seconds to go. A 1-possession game. Here's Pritchard now against Colby Jones. Drives to the right, shoulders to the left, in the paint, blocked over the shoulder by Sabonis, and it's grabbed by Colby Jones.
Okay. At this point, there's about 30 seconds left? 199 Kings. Kings have the ball, 30 seconds left, 1-point lead. Right?
Wait, have they gone ahead yet?
Yeah, they went ahead on the Fox layup.
The Fox?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they went ahead on the Fox bank.
Oh, maybe I apologize.
32 seconds to go. Here comes Fox and the Kings. Difference between the clocks is 13 seconds. Fox for 3. De'Aaron Fox has just hit a triple to put Sacramento on top, 100-99.
All right, my fault. So 3-pointer, they get the lead. They're up by 1. And then here's Xavier Tillman with the go-ahead floater after a lot of other shenanigans.
23 seconds left. Here's Pritchard getting into the paint. Up fake, pivot, can't get a shot. Swings it out on the wing. Difference between the clocks is 2 seconds. Here's a run into traffic. Ball deflected. It's loose. It's grabbed by the Celtics. A lean in for 2. Score the basket. Xavier Tillman. 7.4 seconds to go. Celtics regain the lead at 101-100.
Okay. So there's a miss in there. Keegan's got the ball. It gets poked out. I was annoyed by that. I know he was too, but I also hear what you're saying. I get it. Like, it's not like he, I don't know. I wish he'd have rebounded it and put it under his jersey or something, but it gets poked out. Boston gets a second chance. They convert, as you heard. Here's the final sequence.
But the Kings from 19 down to lead briefly by 1. Now it's the Celtics on top by 1. Everybody's standing. Ball game on the line. Harrison Barnes with the inbounds. He feeds it into Fox. Fox drives it, plants, launches off the rim. Barnes crashes, put back, missed at the rim by Keegan Murray, and the Celtics will win it 101-100. The Kings had opportunities. Fox off the bounce, and it did not go. Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes were in there trying to keep it alive, and I think the Kings were really frustrated because the whistles were swallowed.
Mm-hmm. They were.
Yeah.
And they generally are in that situation.
A lot of times.
This was the, it's funny how the world works, Jason. It's a play that we bring up often through the years now. But this is the yang to the yin of the Marcus Smart ball off the rim.
Yeah.
Celtics Kings in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. If De'Aaron hits that midi,
wow.
Then it's all we're talking about right now is that they stole one from Boston. That makes up for that knocks out at least one of the Willotes.
Yeah.
They beat the Nets, and now they got momentum going into OKC.
Yeah, then I think they would have had a realistic shot at the top 6. They still have a chance. It's just going to be much more difficult now. Yeah. And not just because the Boston lost. I mean,
no.
But that one would have really helped them because I don't think a lot of people thought that would be a win going in, even though the Boston sat a couple guys.
No, they would actually be a half game behind the Pelicans and Suns, and they would be a game and a half behind the or 2.5 games, behind the Mavericks. I don't, they don't have I don't think they have a real shot. They don't have a shot. I mean, mathematically, they could catch the Mavericks, but that's not going to happen. It's all about they could be the 6th seed.
They'd be in a tie with Phoenix and New Orleans now.
Oh, you know what?
I'm only
counting it a half game. I apologize.
Yeah, it's a full game.
So they would be in a tie with Phoenix and New Orleans.
Yep.
Correct. And they would be 2 back of the Mavericks with, by the way, still currently the tiebreaker. That Mavs over, it's not going to matter, but the Mavs win. They absolutely stole that game over against Houston. And look, we'll say it to start the week. And we'll talk about this in 20 minutes at length because we got a break here. The Kings could not ask, considering, despite everything that's gotten them to this point, which they didn't necessarily want to be in, but they're here. They couldn't ask for a better situation, considering the schedule and everything else. You have 2 teams ahead of you you're trying to catch. They're catchable, and you have them both at home this week. You got to play Oklahoma City, and then the last game of the year, that should be a layup. They couldn't ask for a better situation right now, considering where they're at, and it's just a matter of here you go.
Yeah,
are you going to perform?
Right, no matter all the stuff that's already happened.
Doesn't matter.
Here you go.
Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're not in the play-in. Okay, that was tough, but gutty for them to get there. My confidence level out of 10, I'd say it's probably about a 2.
Of them avoiding the play-in.
Avoiding the play-in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really tough.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly tough. But stranger things have happened. We'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out? Ooh, rough few days for Vivek Ranadive. Perhaps we'll talk about that. What is going on with pitching right now in Major League Baseball? And I got a trivia question. Not a trivia question. It's kind of a poll question for you. I thought about yesterday talking to somebody online between the Kings and the Oakland A's. What? We'll talk about that next.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike with the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. In the Folsom Auto Mall, you can buy any new Ford with 0 down on approved credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Progressive asks, what do a slow Friday night, bored teenage boys,
I'm bored.
a pack of fireworks,
This is gonna be awesome.
and a teetering branch suspended over your car have in common?
Look out!
They can quickly wreak havoc on your slow Friday night.
Uh-oh.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Dirty Heads. Live in concert. Every single day. Friday, April 12th, 7:30 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. Special guest, The Elevators. On sale at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Dirty Heads Live.
Hi, everyone. It's Emron Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com. That's sacautograph.expo.com.
Looking for the ultimate sports bar experience in Sacramento? Look no further. Fieldhouse American Sports Pub, family owned and operated, serving up mouth-watering food that'll keep you coming back for more. Voted as the #1 sports bar in Sacramento, your go-to spot for catching all the big games. Swing by their convenient location at 1310 Fulton Avenue or order online for pickup or delivery. Don't miss out on the action. Fieldhouse American Sports Pub, where every game is a winning experience.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Okay, when we started the show, I was recapping my 3.5 minute recap of WrestleMania that I saw on Twitter, and I said I had a question, and I couldn't remember it. Chris, I have a question. Chris is into wrestling. Is this a new thing, or because this was kind of annoying me, and I've noticed this in promos, like, was there a memo put out recently? I understand The Rock kind of is like turning heel right now or something, probably. It's what it seems like, but like, was there a memo put out where like he has to say bad words all the time? I don't remember ever seeing that before. And then I'm watching the WrestleMania thing and the audio keeps dropping.
Yeah.
Because he's like, get the F up and F you and this and that, F and F and F. And I don't remember seeing that before. Is that a new thing?
It's literally just what he can do. He's the only one that can do that.
But did he just start doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, if you're going to, just let it go at that point.
Yeah, I guess. I'm watching it. I'm like, I don't remember ever seeing. And then
Clean it up, Rock.
And then there's a clip rolling around of some guy in a WCW hat, some old guy. He's at like a press conference or a podium or something. He's like, suck my blankety blank.
ECW.
Oh, is that what it was? Who was it?
Paul Heyman.
Yeah. What? Are we just turning potty mouths in wrestling now? Is that what's happening to our sport? Everyone's a potty mouth.
He was from Extreme Championship Wrestling. He's Extreme.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's safer out. Christopher Lott, question 1.
Safer out. Vivek's PR has taken a massive national hit with the A's announcement.
Ugh. This is, I mean, I know we don't really care here. It's what happens in Sacramento, but he's the, pardon the interruption, Barstool guys, a lot of national people. He had to know this going in, but he's taking a hit. He's
in what way? What are they saying?
That he's a hypocrite, that he is in cahoots with the worst owner in sports, that he is after saving the Kings, being a big, huge part of that, and everything, that now he's got a hand in breaking another city. So, a lot of stuff we talked about on the other end, but it's gone national now. And there's a lot of the New York Times, there was stuff in there about it. So, I mean, I'm not saying this is anything anyone should necessarily care about, but yeah, he's been pretty. And I just honestly am I really am curious. And just by the way, everybody, we're efforting. I was emailing with the folks last night about this. As I understand, I think he's out of town, but we're doing some business thing. But we are efforting him pretty hard to get Vivek on the program this week. There is the invitation as always, so hopefully we'll have him here at some point. I just honestly. And I'm going to ask him, did you expect this kind of blowback? I wonder if he did. I mean, of course he's going to say, yeah, I did. But honestly, I wonder if he really, truly expected this kind of national blowback on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he expected there. But I mean, in all of this, I still think of, like, I don't know, if you're doing wrestling, the heel of all this is still Fisher.
100. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If anything, okay, I'm gonna go to an analogy we can all understand. If anything, John Fisher is Scott Farkas, and Vivek's like the little toady who's like, I'm gonna tell my dad. Like, he's that guy. He is definitely not Scott Farkas.
Right.
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
I honestly think it was. I think everybody can understand that. Question 2.
Safer out. There is an injury issue with pitchers beginning to show up.
By the way, that was safe earlier that his it took a national hit. Yeah, Shane Bieber.
Maybe Spencer Strider.
There's a few others. There is this this
Tommy John is happening all the time now.
Of old Tommy Johnsters. And that's not good. And it's interesting because a name, it's funny. One, if you were to go through one of the most, if you were to go through a list of the most influential people in sports over the last 50 years, you could probably have every expert spend all day listing all these names, and I don't know if any of them would get to Dr. James Andrews, who, since Jason, you and I were growing up, is basically the Mozart of Tommy John surgery. And I was reading some comments from him, and he was like, yeah, this isn't going to go away because really your muscle, the Tommy John elbow muscle thingy, it's the term for it, doesn't mature until you're like 24 to 26. Yet in Little League, in college, in the minors, there's so much emphasis put on velocity and especially spin on your breaking pitches that it's this massive amount of torque on a not yet developed part of your body, and it's only going to stay the same or get worse.
Yeah.
And this might be an epidemic that we're going to be dealing with here pretty soon, because there's a lot of huge names that might be missing a lot of time.
Were younger people not throwing curveballs when they were kids, like back in the day? Because it seems like this is happening far more often now. Now, I know people are consistently throwing harder, and I don't know if that's putting even more torque. I don't know, but the ability to throw harder is, I meing, like, if someone could hit 100 before, that was really rare.
Yes.
Now everybody's bullpen has 2 to 3 guys that can throw 100 seemingly.
And that's the thing. I think what's going on is probably our bodies and sports and medicine and all the evolution stuff we talk about might be slightly ahead of evolving the muscle, evolving the tendon in the arm. By the way, guys, if we all had blood pressure monitors on during this show, you would have seen like an absolutely random spike for me about 20 seconds ago. So I, like a lot of us, have Adrian Wojnarowski on alerts
Yeah, me too.
And so I get a Twitter alert, while you were answering, I kind of look, and the first 3 words were Sacramento's Domantas Sabonis. And my heart straight up dropped into my foot. But it says Sacramento's Domantas Sabonis joins the Woj pod to discuss his emergence into an all-NBA big man. Okay, thank God. I just don't.
Woj.
Yeah, Woj. Also, can Woj hire an assistant that takes care of all the, Keon Johnson was optioned to the G League tweets. Can we not? I get alerts for Woj and I'm interested, and then it's some G League thing. I don't.
Woj the G League.
Yeah, I just tweet the big stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Safer out 3.
Safer out. The Kings will win more games than the A's this year.
Okay, Jason. I think this is actually a pretty interesting little betting prop that
A's just won a series. They've won 2 in a row.
They did, and the A's, as of right now, even after that, the A's are sitting at 3-7. They are an even 300 winning percentage. That's on pace to win 48 games. Last year, I believe they won 50 games. Yeah, they were 50 and 112. Okay, so let's say they're going to win somewhere around 48 or 50. So the Kings right now are at 45 wins with 4 games left and whatever happens in the play-in, playoffs, postseason, whatever.
Oh, so counting that.
Counting that. Safe or out, Jason. The Sacramento Kings will win as many games as the A's this year or more.
I'm going to go out. I'm going to play the numbers. I think the A's actually, honestly, saying this is not what people may infer. I think they're better than people think, but I'm not saying that's a 75-win team. I think they're going to win a few more games than people think. So I'm going to take the A's.
I honestly think it's either going to be a tie or the A's. I agree with you. I think the A's will win 51 and the Kings win 50 or something. It'll be something like that, but it's going to be close. I think it's going to be relatively close. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Kings split the weekend. They beat the Nets. We'll have audio and a little post game from that yesterday. And then let's just take a step back. Where are we now? We're going to be looking a lot today at what's coming up this week. This is a massive week for the Sacramento Kings, and we're very excited for that. We're also very, very excited for you all joining us each and every day. It's going to be a fun week. It's going to be joyous, heartbreaking, and everything in between. And we're all going to go through it together right here in your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season. Pick your favorite weekly promotion, giveaway game, or theme night, and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. Stick around postgame every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Boost Mobile here with a great deal to keep you connected and help you make the most of your tax refund. When you switch to Boost, you get 4 lines for $100, plus 4 free 5G smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G or the Moto G Stylus 5G. We're here to bring you the best phones on America's largest 5G network so you can get after it. Switching is easy. Just head to your local Boost Mobile store for 4 lines and 4 phones for $100. New customers only. Requires ID verification. Select markets only. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with my Lowe's Rewards, your savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers and earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our new loyalty program at Lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old Loan Report.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidian Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Let me ask you guys something. I know that when I looked at the injury report before the show, Frankie Cardicelli is a questionable.
I think he's out.
Okay, so do we know that? Here's why. We're having Casey Pratt on at 8:27. And I'd rather, I know his preference would have been to go later.
Oh, we can do that.
Okay, we can do that. So let me see if I can adjust that. So just everybody tentatively, Casey Pratt from ABC7, who's been all over this A's thing, along with Brody Brazil, who we'll have on as well later in the week, and who actually, we'll play the audio, had a pretty decent exchange with Vivek at the press conference, and props for Vivek for standing there and going back and forth with him a little bit and answering his questions, unlike John Fisher, who's skedaddled. We'll have Casey on either at 8:27, but I'll let him know if he wants to go at 9. If he does, then I'd actually prefer that. We'll have a little extra time with him, and then Jason will switch we'll switch our segments back.
Casey Pratt, also a huge wrestling fan.
I saw that, as a matter of fact. He put out a video of one of the guys from yesterday saying, like, Casey's my favorite guy or something like that. Cody Stark.
Rhodes,
sorry. The Kings split the weekend. We went over the Celtics game, beat the Nets. I mean, I got the audio here if you want it. It's they won. It was I'm not going to, even though that third quarter was just gross basketball, right. Even though you and I talked about how there are quite a few other teams that would have turned that into like a 35-14 run, but the Nets are just terrible. You know what, Jason? I feel like I'm being unfair when hey, you know what they did? They went on the road. Mm-hmm. They were supposed to beat the Nets. They beat them by 30.
Yeah. Whatever. People out. Like there was all the trademarks of the stuff that gives Kings fans nervous reaction, right?
Yes.
They were playing a team, quote unquote, they should beat.
Yes.
That team had plenty of people out. They only had 8 available players. And I'm sure there was a portion of people going, here we go again.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Understandable. It's happened a lot. Well, this guy. There were stretches. I actually didn't think they played that great for the majority of the game, but the moments they were good, they were really good. And anytime you hold any NBA team, I don't care who they have available, to 77 points.
Big deal.
That was by far the season best. And I mean, look, in the end, it wasn't a mystery, but good for them. They got the win that they, I mean, if it was a loss, it would have been horrific. So it wasn't. You take the win, and now it sets you up for this final week to have a chance to still get to where you want to. But I knew we would get here, and unfortunately we're here, Dave, where I don't know how many wins they're going to end up with. Mm-hmm. But no matter where they end up with, if that's 6, 7, 8, 9, we're going to go, what if?
What if?
This whole season has been a what if.
The whole season is a what if, and the only way for it to not be a what if, in my opinion, is if they make the second round of the playoffs. If they are in the play-in and they get in the playoffs and they're able to upset OKC or Minnesota or Denver, who is almost certainly who it's going to be.
That's progress.
That's progress.
Yeah.
And we're going to say, you know what? All right, now Monty's got to build a little bit, add a little bit, and maybe we can go to the next level.
Or maybe add a lot of it.
Also, you know, I'm one for sports activism, and I'm seriously considering wrapping up another RV and going on a trip here because we really need to start a movement to get Mikal Bridges out of there. I feel so bad for him. He would be like, here's my dream scenario, that the offseason comes. The way everything shakes out, the Hawks pick is sent over to Atlanta for Herter. That's completed. We now can trade draft picks. And, you know, God bless him. Love you, Harrison. But Harrison Barnes and I don't know, you know, whatever off the bench to fill up the salary. And, dude, like 3 or 4 first rounders, just clear it out for Mikal Bridges. Like that would be of, and I say attainable, you know, I'm throwing out some big things here. But of the realistic, you can find a way there players for the Kings to add to this group. I think Mikal Bridges might be my number one.
Yeah, it's funny to see a guy in action. Like, I mean, this is totally unfair in context because they're bad. And like sometimes guys go to teams like that and then they just like, wow, that's all they've got. He's thriving. Honestly, he played like Harrison Barnes yesterday.
He played terrible.
Like, for portions of the game, like then he would make a play. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot even have Bridges.
Yeah.
Like he did nothing.
He
now I know he's a way better player than that. So it's not an indictment on him, but that specific game, like it's a little different when you have a player every game, because look, when Harrison Barnes wasn't here,
right?
It's like, oh, he's on the Warriors. He was the leading scorer in the Dallas Mavericks, and you get him for every game. You're like, yeah, there's games where he's good. There's games where he disappears. So it's different when you get a player every time. I hope that's not a normal trend for him. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt of being in kind of a mess right now.
Well, I would say even this year, which has just been a disaster year, this isn't what he signed up for. Right. He's played in every game.
Yeah, he's never missed a game in his career.
How insane is
the
that?
2 longest active streaks are him and Harrison Barnes.
That's so you've got this Iron Man, right? He's going to give you 20-something points. He's going to give you a combined 8 rebounds / assists. He's going to shoot 38% from behind the arc, and he's going to play lockdown defense. He's a good defender. He's a really good wing. He's one of the better wing defenders in the game. I would love to see Heat and Keegan. To have Heat and Keegan on the floor, along with Fox, Sabonis, and then whoever they end up going with at the 2. To me, that is a move. That would be an Aaron Gordon-esque Denver move. When I keep saying you got to find your Aaron Gordon, it's just to watch him, and he's only he's 27,
right?
He'll be 28 in August, but you got to get him out there, man.
Yeah,
this is rough. Anyways, enough about Mikal Bridges. Also, one other note about this game towards the end there.
I'm just glad you didn't throw in Ben Simmons.
Well, no. Interesting. At one point, I think you had a lineup on the floor. I want to say it was Ellis, Sabonis, Murray, Obi Jones.
Davion?
I think it was Davion. And I think we should call that lineup the McNair. Because it's all his draft picks, his projects, everything, and his big draft move. And by the way, the lineup worked pretty decent for a minute there. Kings close out 29-13 after being outscored 24-13, and they get the 30-point win. We have some audio for you. Here's Keegan Murray on the bench's contribution.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every guy so far is off the bench has been aggressive, looking for the shot, looking to affect the game in certain ways with energy. So those guys have been key for us ever since we lost Malik and Kevin, and they'll continue to be a huge part of what we do.
Coming up in 3 for Madness. By the way, you said, Jason, you don't know what their final record's going to be. That's going to be one of the questions. How many wins they're going to get? Also, who is the Velvet King?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, Davion certainly a big-time candidate for that. He also spoke about the bench.
Yeah, I mean, they're great energy, giving us really good energy off the bench. Kobe playing really well defensively, getting downhill, getting teammates involved, and he's playing the right way, something we need. He's kind of been ready the whole season, so that's good to see. And Trey has just been phenomenal all season. I mean, even if he's not hitting shots, he rebounds, he plays hard for us.
Weirdly enough, this is something unique to Brooklyn. Weirdly enough, all the Kings doing their postgame from the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
It's pretty
toilet store.
Pretty random, the toilet store. Finally, Mike Brown. You sense a theme here about the bench on Kings players stepping up for their down to teammates.
No, it's been huge because, again, not one person is going to step up and do what Malik did for us. So we got to kind of do it by committee. On top of that, we have to be able to increase our physicality defensively and do a better job on that end of the floor. And our guys collectively have done a pretty good job with that, which has given us an opportunity to win some games. Tonight was a really good game on the defense end of the floor. And a lot of it was led by our bench. Coley was great, Trey was great, Alex was great, Davion was great, and they impacted the game in so many ways that don't necessarily show up in the box score. That it was just a huge team win by our guys.
Well, there you go. We got a break. Cleaning up the text line at 916-339-1140. Hey, maybe I heard you wrong. Did you just say Bridges can average 8 rebounds a game? He's good for 4, not 8. Yeah, you did. I said he's going to give you an average of 8 rebounds. That's my fault for phrasing it weird. I said he's going to give you an average of 8 rebounds and assists, meaning combined between the two each game. That's my phrasing. Between the two, he's going to average right around 8 total assists.
Gotcha.
Ass rounds.
Yeah.
Ass rounds.
We'll go with the first one.
Well, the first one's probably okay. From the 916. Hey, good morning, y'all. Can you ask Kelly Brothers about Zach Edey and him not being eligible for NIL money? That seems weird and definitely not fair.
Good
for him.
business.
Well, hey, I didn't know that, so I will.
Why would he not be eligible?
I don't know either, so I'll look that up. We know, and by the way, Kelly's not till Thursday. Good to get. It's nice we're getting Kelly.
We'll save that question.
Yeah, we will save that question. We'll take a break. When we return, just 1 minute from now, 3 for Madness. Did the Kings get screwed over in Boston? Who is the Velvet King? And what's going to be the final record and seed for your Sacramento Kings? We'll get to all that right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
It was interesting. This is something you know what? Honestly, this is such just to show you how women's basketball is going so mainstream. It's so awesome. We're going to talk about this at 7:43. I was yesterday looking at WNBA mock drafts. Never done that before. I did. And most of them have Cameron Brink going number 2.
Number 2 from Stanford.
Fun fact, her brother's the one that gave us the White House tour.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Small world. And I knew we had gotten into a conversation, and I knew that was his sister because we talked about it. But again, ignorant guy here. I had no idea. I had no idea she was, that good. Number 2. Like I had an Angel Reese, perhaps.
Yeah, Reese is supposed to go a little bit later than that.
Yeah, like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Like I know Paige Beckers. I know Caitlin Clark. I know Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Cameron Brink. Probably the I forget her name. Now I'm gonna look stupid, but the really tall girl on South Carolina.
Yeah, Cardoso.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's really good. Women's basketball is in great hands. I love it. More stuff to watch. Give it to me. We'll talk about that at 7:43. It's Masters Week as well. We'll be checking in and out on that. In the meantime, it's 3 for Madness. It's Chris Verlaud. It's question 1.
Did the Kings get screwed over in Boston on Friday?
Yes. Also, no. And this is one of
which way? The final call?
The final call.
Yeah.
They got the final call was a foul. It was a foul.
Yeah.
The last 2-minute report said so. It was a foul. And there should have been free throws. And we should have either had overtime or a win or whatever the hell. That being said, they also kind of screwed themselves. Whether or not you believe Keegan Murray should have held on to that rebound, the defensive rebound that was poked out of his hands and turned into a basket for Boston to give them the lead. Whether Fox should have hit that midi, he hits 99 out of 100. Keegan, who probably didn't realize he had a little extra time, he had the rebound and putback he tried all in the air, which also was very makeable. But I'm saying that sitting my fat butt on the chair here. Yeah, they got screwed, but it's also one of those like in a heavyweight championship fight, don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Sure.
So I'll say yes and no. I'll waffle.
And I'm going to stick with my point on the last 2-minute report. I think it's bad for the league. I get why they do it. They want to have the feeling of transparency. Here's what we admit our mistakes, and good for you. Had that not had the last 2-minute report, what would we be saying? Colby Jones got fouled.
Yes.
Now we know he did. And what does that do? Nothing. Just admit that you got it wrong. And again, officiating is tough. I get all of that. I don't think the last 2-minute report's healthy, honestly. It gets more frustrating than anything because you can't take it back. I mean, you and I would literally go, didn't you think Colby Jones got fouled?
Yes.
He totally did. He got hit across the face. Now it's confirmed.
I'm looking at the reason why I paused there, Jason. You hear me typing is I am currently searching right now. I'm Googling and I'm looking on social media. I don't see an apology from the referees. I don't. I mean, I thought, did they have a sleepless night like they did after the Lakers bad call? No, I don't think they did they? Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Who was the Velvet King yesterday?
I said he was a big, like a nominee. Certainly, you could argue was a front runner. Davion Mitchell had 12 points in 28 minutes. Give him 3 assists, a steal, great defense, but I'm going to give it to Trey Lyles. Double-double for him, 14 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks on 6 of 8, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, 29 minutes. What a game for him. But you give it to Davion, I ain't mad.
Yeah, and even a shout-out to Colby Jones, getting meaningful minutes, playing in the main part of the rotation. I thought he did well, but it's Trey Lyles, too. He went 6 for 6 to start, missed his last 2. He was critical. The team wasn't making a bunch of threes, and he started coming and make them. It's so good to have him back. He's locked up for another year, too. He's really important to this team. I would go Velvet King, Trey Lyles.
Number 3.
Question 3.
What will be the Kings' final record and seed?
All right. So you got Oklahoma City tonight, and then you have tomorrow. Excuse me. No games tonight. National championship. And then you've got the Phoenix, the New Orleans, the Portland. 4 games left. Here is my unbiased. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think they are going to somehow, some way. I think they'll finish 2-2.
Hey, you had them at 2-6 last week.
I did. I had
4 wins.
I had them at 2-6. It's 2-2. I feel like 2-2 is almost 2. Like I'm being too optimistic.
Really?
Well, they are not going to be favored against Oklahoma City tonight or tomorrow in OKC.
They will be favored against Portland.
They will 100% be favored against
Portland.
New Orleans has beat the hell out of them every time they've played this year. I have no reason other than maybe Ingram's going to be out. I'm chalking that as a loss. I'm chalking OKC as a loss. And I'm going to say they split between New Orleans and Phoenix. Maybe they get the Phoenix win, or maybe they lose to Phoenix and somehow come away with the New Orleans. I don't know. 2-2. That would put them at 47-33. And I think 47-33, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever you want to call it, I think 47-33, that's going to be, I think they will be the 8 seed. They'll be playing either Phoenix or New Orleans on the road to start the whole thing. And then if they lose, they'll face the winner of the Lakers-Warriors.
They would host them.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get myself mentally wrapped around the idea of them being in the play-in. If that happens, it's so important to be 7-8. One of those two.
Yeah.
Just because of what you said, like the little bit of security, knowing that if you don't win the first game, you've got a second opportunity. If you're 9-10, you could win 2 in a row, but I don't like those odds. You're playing the Warriors or Lakers. The Warriors, by the way, have the second best record next to Boston since the end of January, and they haven't caught anybody. They're still in 10th. And the Lakers are playing great. I know they lost last night, but they've been playing really well. I probably have the Kings around that 2-2. Maybe I'm going to go a little optimistic and say 3-1, but I don't even know what 3-1 will be. 3-1 still might be maybe the 7. I mean, you're going to still need help.
Yes.
And again, I'm going to go back to last night. I saw some people like saying, yeah, the Kings probably want the Pelicans to beat the Suns. I think it needed to be the other way around for the Suns to beat the Pelicans. And so, but we'll see. We'll see how this all goes and whether or not the Kings can do it. But they obviously, the non-negotiables, if they want to get as high as 6, they have to beat New Orleans and Phoenix. Have to.
I don't know any of the answers. We're just guessing. What I do know is that the season's going to end in one of 2 Shakespearean ways, and I'll let you pick the one that you'd rather that would be less painful. Number 1, the Warriors, who, as you mentioned, are incredibly hot, are going to play. The Kings will lose to Phoenix, New Orleans in the first part of the play-in. Then they will host for their playoff lives in the 8th seed. They will host either the Lakers or the Warriors. They'll either host the Warriors, and the Warriors and Steph once again will send everyone home like they did last year, or Anthony Davis's first win over Domantas Sabonis is going to be at Golden One Center, where it counts. Which one would hurt less?
Hurt less?
Yeah. Which one, if it's going to happen and you got to pick one, would you rather the Warriors send the Kings home, Golden One Center, or the Lakers?
The Lakers.
Yeah, I think so too. Isn't that weird? That's exactly how I feel.
Well, I've transitioned from again, it's not like, hey, the Lakers are fine. They're not like it's not the same. It's not like this. The Lakers venom to me has always been Kobe, Shaq, Phil, Fisher, Fox, Ori, that group. And I knew that, when it really came to realization. So the Kings lose last year, Game 7, painful to the Warriors. The very next round, Dave, it's the Warriors and the Lakers. I'm like, go Lakers.
Seriously.
I'm like, what am I doing?
For real.
But it was too fresh. The Warriors and this group still have something. So yeah, it would be more painful if the Warriors eliminated the Kings in your example.
It's giving, and it sucks. It gives me flashbacks to last year, Game 7. You could not have asked for anything more from the fans. You could not have asked anything more. They were there. They were there early. They were on point. And Jason, when the Kings came out, obviously in Game 1, there was that. But when the Kings came out in Game 7 for intros, the energy in that place was insane. And it made me think, did Golden One Center switch to all electric like American Energy is asking people to do? Because that's what it felt like to me. That was the only explanation I could come up with. Hey, Carmichael Dave here. Speaking of, might as well do an American Energy conversation here. That makes sense. Save big this spring by switching to electric with my friends at American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra high efficiency comfort system. Now, American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. So fluctuating gas bills, get rid of them. Switch to year-round, all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis. See where they can help you save for the warmer months. These guys are the best. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. Another quick 1-minute break. When we come back, the final week in the NBA. It's the final week in the NBA. Nope. Okay. We'll get to that and what's going on and around your Sacramento Kings next.
Go Lakers.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Slightly Stupid. Live in concert. Saturday, April 27th, 7:30 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. With special guest Fortunate Youth. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Slightly Stupid live.
Calling all sports fans. Experience the ultimate game day atmosphere at Fieldhouse, Sacramento's premier sports bar. With TVs scattered throughout the pub, you'll never miss a moment of the action. From football and basketball to baseball, MMA, boxing, and beyond. Voted as the #1 sports bar in Sacramento, we're your destination for all things sports. Swing by our convenient location at 1310 Fulton Avenue, or you can order online for delivery or pickup. Join us at Fieldhouse American Sports Pub, where every game is front and center.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports.
I would just one day, I'll never know what it's like to make the feel of the contact with the bat in a major league ballpark to hit one 450, or how it feels coming out of your arm throwing 95, a game-winning buzzer beater. How must it feel? I guess they don't really know then. But whoever the guy was in Europe that was like dinking around on the keyboard, Did he have any idea that he would be coming up with this iconic intro?
No chance.
That would be used decades. This guy he may already have passed. I don't know, but at some point he'll be gone. And that ding.
Are you saying he's had the countdown?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's over. I was thinking about that the other day. Yeah. Like, I think it's 5 notes. Like, do you think Jack White of the White Stripes was just goofing off one day with his bass? I was like, let me see. Oh, that sounds nice. And the next thing you know, it's being sung everywhere.
Yeah. And I feel like I don't have an example. There is one I had before. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, of bands that I think are trying to create that. I'm like, oh, okay, you're trying to make this like a sports anthem. And I'm like, it's okay. But you're trying too hard with this song. Do you have one that you can think of? There's one I think that
100%.
I mean, Queen's got a couple of them.
But I think they've done well. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but they
were successful. I think Fall Out Boy has one that is, and then one that I'm like, are you trying too hard to make another?
That's
what I'm thinking of.
The band Styx recently came out with a new album, and
oh yeah, did you play this for us?
I might have, but this is probably my best example because I feel like they're all like 80 and they were sitting around in the studio and they're like, we need to come up with something that sounds Queenie. And I mean, that sounds like,
what do you mean by that?
Like the band Queen.
Oh, okay.
Where they have if you were to take a sports anthem or some anthem that you would want in sports, and you were to put all that together and say, okay, I want it to sound like that. I want it to sound a little bit like Queen. Let's make it an anthem. Okay, that works. I think it would have been this song, and the reason why it's taking me so long and why I'm killing this thing is I did not want to spend any time on this, but now it's a thing.
My bad.
No, it's not your fault. It's that why can't I why is every single one of them in concert? I don't want that. I want just simply the stupid song that I was going to give them some everything's live. All right, you know what? I don't care. Look it up. It's called The Fight of Our Lives. Okay. What a failure. What an absolute. I'm just going to play it off my phone. I don't even care. Listen. Like, this is Queen. That's a rush. Little bit of rush. You're right. Like if Russian Queen had a baby. But the Queen part's coming up when the vocals come in. Yeah. That's anthem-y.
They're trying.
Yeah. One more line here. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're trying.
This is the team just got back together and said, okay, guys, we need to give this the chance that we deserve to have.
And then the montage.
Yes.
Now, that being said, is that on my regular? I have a playlist for driving into work. Yes, I have a playlist for driving into work. I do. Is that on rotation? It might be. I have to wake up. It's music.
So it works.
It's musical coffee. Yes. Yeah. Final week. It's a final count.
I'm not walking over there before I get my coffee.
No idea.
I pay my taxes.
Yeah, I mean that. No idea I ever said that. The Mavericks are currently your 5 seed. They finished the year at Charlotte, at Miami, Detroit, and OKC.
Get ready for them to be the 5 seed.
Yeah, that's a cakewalk. I mean, OKC, fine. Big win, though. Big win over Houston.
Yesterday, yeah. Houston missed 3 free throws late. 1 by Van Vliet, 2 by Jabari Smith. Exum 3, overtime, and then boom. Kyrie 48, Luka just a monster.
Well, and you know what? And I will say this about Dallas. I really root for Dante Exum. He's bounced around. Former, I think he was a 4 or 5 pick in the draft. Bounced around. He's Australian. How can you hate him? And
Dallas Clippers opening round. Good. Someone's out.
Right? Oh my God. Dallas Harden versus Luka. Which one is going to succeed in giving away the series more? One of them. And what is the combined? Well, I guess with Harden, is there gonna be a moment where Harden literally Harden passes him the golden rim and you are now the free throw merchant, Luka? I can't do it anymore.
I think there'll be a time where they're both in the same camera shot and they'll both be going, what? It's complaining and they're
together.
Like, wait,
right.
You're both mad at the same call?
Will there be a point where James Harden's matched up on Luka or vice versa, and you have the world's first double flop where the replay shows that there's zero, you can actually put a book between them, and they both
act like they got shot.
Just like they got shot and roll around on the ground, and then replay showed nothing. They were not touched. So, yeah, your 5th seed math. The Suns play the Clippers tomorrow at home. It's a back-to-back. They then go and play the Clippers on the road in L.A. Then they come up here against the Kings Friday, then at Minnesota.
They have a brutal schedule. They've had it, though. If we mentioned that their final 10 was going to be really tough. They've done a little bit better than I thought they would, but that's a team the Kings can catch for sure.
They have 4 left.
With a 1-game lead on the Kings.
I mean, Jason, they are, what are they, 4-2? Let me see. 3, 4. Yeah, they're 4. Yeah, they're 4-2 at the start of the stretch, which you're right is better than I thought. Wins over the Timberwolves, Cavs, at Pelicans, at Nuggets.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
And then lost to the Pelicans and
the Thunder.
So basically, if you're trying to catch Phoenix, the Kings have to do 1 game better than them as long as one of the wins is against them.
Yeah, first they have to beat Phoenix.
Right.
Like they've got to beat Phoenix at home.
So if they do that and then gain 1 game somewhere else, right, or have 1 game better production in the Final Four than them.
The Pelicans are at Portland, at Sacramento, at the Warriors, and then they host the Lakers. In what could be a meaningful game for LA. I'm not sure. It would be, if it was a meaningful game, it would almost certainly be the Lakers trying to get the 8 seed, depending on what the Kings do. You'd like to think that Portland game is a win for them.
Yeah, see, so if we do that, and under the assumption, again, these are assumptions, if they win tomorrow, meaning OKC, I'm sorry,
Portland,
New Orleans over Portland, and the Kings will be underdogs against OKC. If those 2 things happen, Pelicans would have to lose out, Kings would have to win out.
That's right.
To catch New Orleans. That's why I think yesterday's New Orleans win was a big deal.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing that. I don't think they're catching the Pelicans, especially with the tiebreaker issue, too. And the Kings are 1 game in the loss column, by the way. I mean, we're looking at games back. 1 game in the loss column behind the Pelicans and the Suns. It just seems like.
But it could be 2 as early as tomorrow.
It could be. And by the way, probably will be. Now, the Kings have had some success against the Thunder this year, but the Thunder have also beaten them, too. And the Thunder 29-8 at home. This is the end of a road trip. And then. Not only, by the way, do they have New Orleans. New Orleans is their first game back. But New Orleans is also their first game back.
Yeah.
After an East Coast swing.
Right.
Against a team that's beaten them by, I think, a combined 80 points.
When you come back for a back-to-back, too. The Kings, New Orleans, and then Phoenix.
I have
arguably 2 of the most important games of the year.
Oklahoma City tonight, the Pelicans Thursday, Phoenix, and Portland on Sunday is your remainder for the Kings. That just smells like 8 or 9 seed to me. It really does. It smells like 8 or 9 seed. Lakers, Golden State, who, as you said, have been playing very, very well, have won 7 of their last 10.
But that's good. One's losing tomorrow.
One is
going. Probably root for the Warriors there.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Because most likely the Warriors are going to be 10. Most likely.
I would say very likely they're going to be 10. Certainly rooting for the Warriors there. And then the Warriors, speaking of, and the Lakers, just to finish up, Warriors at Memphis, at New Orleans.
Yeah, they only have 3 games.
Yeah.
So they have a lighter week. That's why they're on the half-game difference from everybody.
And then the Warriors have Lakers on the road at Portland, New Orleans, and Utah. By the way, according to Shams Charania, Karl Anthony Towns participated in his first team scrimmage yesterday, and then there's optimism he could return before the playoffs start, meaning he would return later this week. That's good news then. All right. So, I mean, that's good news in the sense that we want to see everybody healthy and playing.
Yeah.
That's bad news perhaps for the rest of the league, but Minnesota's been doing just fine with that. They're currently tied with the Nuggets at 54-24. And Jason, we talk about the races here in the Western Conference. There's also that up top race, yes. Timberwolves, Nuggets. And so you talk about the Thunder. Not only are you trying to beat the Thunder at home, or on the road, I should say, tomorrow, but the Thunder are playing for every bit as much as the Kings. They're one game back of the Timberwolves and Nuggets in this fight. But Jason, I don't know if you've taken much of a look. We talked about the Bucks a little bit last week.
Oh my gosh.
They've lost 4 in a row. They are now 1 game up on the Magic for the 2 seed.
Yeah, that whole thing has changed. Cleveland's plummeted. They've lost a bunch of games. And from 2 to 8 really is still shuffling in the East.
There are 4 games separating 2 and 8. Yeah. You have the Bucks, and then a game back, you have the Magic and the Knicks. A game and a half back of the Bucks, you have the Cavs. The Pacers are a game back of the Cavs. The Sixers are a game back of the Pacers, and that's home court. The Heat are a half game back of the Sixers. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
By the way, don't look at nothing but
in the 9-10 play-in the set.
The 9-10, the Bulls and Hawks. Not for nothing, but the Kings currently a half game up on the Pacers for the record. For head to head.
Yeah. And we talked about how up and down this year has been for the Kings. I was looking at this. Literally every team in the West, like that's in the top right now, they all have better records than last year already.
Yeah.
Minnesota's 12 more wins than last year. Denver has a win more at this point. OKC has 13 more wins than last year. Lakers have Clippers, 6 more wins than last year. Dallas, can't read my own writing. 12 more wins than last year. Phoenix, 1 more win than last year. New Orleans, 4 more wins than last year. Kings right now have 3 less, could still tie their number. The Lakers have 2 more wins than last year. The Warriors are 1 below right now. Houston has 6 more wins than 16, man. And then you go to the bottom. Utah, Memphis, Portland, and San Antonio have worse records. So everybody in the top 11 has been better. It's been a far more difficult year.
The Phoenix Suns last year had the 4 seed. They were 45-37.
Yeah.
The Kings are 45-33 right now.
Right.
They've clinched at least a tie for the 4 seed last year. The Kings were 48-34. This year, last year there were 2 teams in the Western Conference that had 50 or more wins, Memphis and Denver. This year, as of right now, there are 4.
Yeah.
Mavericks have 48, and then you have the Suns and Pelicans with an outside shot.
And it even thinks about the 5 that won't make it this year. Houston's out, but they've gotten better. Memphis might bounce right back into the mix once they have everybody right. And then there's only a matter of time until Wembanyama and that crew.
Oh,
it may not be next year,
right,
but he is going to be a real big problem.
Yeah, he is. Literally. I see what you did there. We'll take a break when we come back. All right, college basketball. We start out with the women. What a game yesterday. South Carolina undefeated. Dawn Staley and the crew beating Caitlin Clark in Iowa. What does that mean? Where does everything go? What's the conversation all about there? I think it's actually incredibly interesting. The mainstreaming, if you will, of women's college basketball is also rearing some ugly heads that we're familiar with. We'll make that connection and then look ahead real quick to tonight's men's national championship game. We'll do that next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keyes was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Hey, this is Carly, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Chicken Minis is the combination of flavors. The first thing I always taste is the honey butter. It gets me going in the morning. The Chicken Minis are phenomenal. The roll is soft and the chicken is crispy. I never had chicken for breakfast before, but they were so good. I told my mom and sister about them, and now they're a family thing. It's the perfect breakfast bite.
Breakfast starts with Chicken Minis and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Welcome to a brighter future with Aztec Solar, serving Sacramento since 1980. Everyone knows that solar saves money. How much? The answer is a few clicks away. Visit yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable, giving you instant insight into your potential savings.
I used to pay $400 a month to the power company, and that $400 a month added up to $48,000 over the past 10 years. That all changed when I switched to solar with Aztec Solar.
Now it's your turn to stop overpaying for electricity. Calculate your solar savings right now at yourpowersavings.com. And Aztec Solar will email or text you how much you'll save every month. Plus, we've got an exclusive offer for you. Get your solar electrical system for just $9,995 cash price after incentives. Don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Visit yourpowersavings.com today and take the first step towards energy independence with Aztec Solar.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Thanks for pointing that out, Jason. We always have the national sports shows on the TVs in here. And they're all going over right now. Shannon and Steven and who is that? Tim Legler?
Yeah.
Thank you. Are the Lakers the biggest threat to the Nuggets in the West?
Go Lakers.
I mean, wow, Jason, I know. Why are the Kings the biggest threat? I mean, I'm not saying they are, but why aren't they?
They're not saying they are.
Why not? Let's see. I'm just scrolling here. Yeah, I'm looking. Let's see. Lakers versus Nuggets this year. That's a loss by 10 on March 2nd. It's a loss by 8 on February 8th. And that is they only play them 3 times.
Lucky.
Okay, so the Lakers, the 9 seed Lakers are 0-3 versus Denver this year. But are they the biggest threat? Why aren't the Kings? Aren't we 2-2 versus them?
3-1.
3-1, excuse me. Hello? Why don't you talk about that, Shannon? Tell you what, the biggest threat to our buddy Matt holding a $100 gift certificate from Jiffy Lube is somebody on the phone lines, hopefully soon at 1-800-920-1140. Jiffy Lube drive the game yesterday. Call right now and just tell us what the Jiffy Lube drive of the game was. If you're correct, you will get yourself a $100 gift
listening
certificate.
Early as a hint.
Very, very early. South Carolina beat Iowa yesterday in the national championship game, and
that was a fun weekend. Final Four in that game.
Really was, dude. It really was. And Caitlin Clark had 18 points in the first quarter, which broke a quarter record for championship games. It was a 1 seed versus a 1 seed. It was who most people thought would face off with a little splash of UConn in there as far as the favorites go. Caitlin Clark ends up with 30, but the story here was South Carolina really figuring it out. A 29-19 second quarter. They actually outscored Iowa the rest of the way, 19-13, 19-16. Clark with 18 in the first quarter, held to 12 in the next 3 quarters.
You know, watching that game in its entirety, you looked at, honestly, it felt like a mismatch. I mean, good for Iowa to stay close. They were just so much bigger.
They were.
South Carolina could miss, and they would get a rebound. Miss, get a rebound, get another rebound, get another rebound. It was such a rebounding deficiency, a size problem. And Iowa was going to have to shoot lights out from 3, and they did at the beginning. And Caitlin Clark was absolutely amazing. But as it went along, they defended her better. Threes weren't falling, and it's just they did a good job of even making one more late run to make it really interesting. But I just never felt like they were going to win because South Carolina, no coincidence, undefeated all year. That's a great team.
An undefeated team for Dawn Staley. Tessa Johnson had 19.
She was awesome.
She was amazing off the bench. And as you were just referring to, Jason, Camila Cardoso, all 6'7", 6'8" of her, just towered over everyone.
Yeah, what was the rebounding final?
So 17 boards for her, 7 offensive, 10 defensive. But to your point, 18 offensive rebounds for South Carolina, 7 for Iowa, and in the end, a 12-point victory. And beyond that, you know, I still think Caitlin Clark should stay at Iowa, but that's not going to happen. She's going to go to Indiana. You know that women's basketball has truly made it when you have, oh God, I don't want to say catty because that sounds misogynistic, but what because guys can be catty too. Snarky. There you go. Snarky comments from pro players, which you're hearing that happen. You know, like, well, you know, I wouldn't say what I think it was Diana Taurasi said this, and I wouldn't count this as snarky. I think she's actually right. I think it was Diana. I apologize if it was somebody else. It was like basically Caitlin Clark has a lot of she's got a rude awakening, basically.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. I thought that was totally fair.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
That
there was some way more compliments in that if that got taken that way.
No. That I had no problem. Okay. She's 100% right. Caitlin Clark is you got all these WNBA players are like, yeah, we've been here grinding, like, what's up? And Caitlin Clark she doesn't have a target on her back. She's got like a big glowing red, like that is everyone's Super Bowl next year is shut down Caitlin Clark. Welcome to the W.
Right.
Screw you.
And then she'll figure out the game and adjust and then be a good player, I think.
She will. But you see these little, I wouldn't call them missiles, but just little lobs here and there. And then the other way it's made it is this whole ring culture debate. Well, she can't be the GOAT. She didn't get a ring. Well, I don't know. Here's what I asked over the weekend, because as somebody who has not watched a ton of women's basketball in his life, I've been very open about that, who's absolutely super interested in what's going on now. Like, this is like the golden era. Like, this is good stuff. I'm having fun watching it. But there's nothing worse than sports guy who's never really does not have the foundational historical background of watching the sport, not just statistically, but also like philosophically and everything, all the struggles. There's nothing worse than sports guy. You just have to turn on your national stuff to see this, coming in and just taking blowtorch takes to everything. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, everybody. Now you've got my attention. Now let me tell you how it is. So it's like, humble yourself, come in and ask questions and try to be educated. And the the one I asked, because I've seen this, is how is there an argument that, how can you argue that Caitlin Clark isn't the biggest, most popular women's basketball player now, today?
I would say she's the most popular college basketball player.
You're right. No, you're right. I 100% agree with you. He's 100% correct. Screw the women's part. Right. He's right. But you're seeing this whole but I'm talking like college or pro, and no disrespect to Sabrina Ionescu or Asia Wilson or Angel Reese or put the person in there. You look at these ratings,
right?
Now it's like I feel you can say Caitlin Clark.
But that's a different conversation than the GOAT conversation.
Yes, it is. Is she the greatest of all time? And you know what? Those are fun arguments.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe she can't be without a championship. Sure. No. Does any GOAT not have a championship? No. But also you need other people there too.
Right.
But the idea that she is not, and I wish it was just a thing where I understand why there's some like, okay, she's the new flavor of the month and or flavor of the year and da-da-da-da-da. I understand that people want to be protective of their turf and you got to earn your stripes. Yeah, I get that. That's in any sport. But like, I feel like everyone should be universally, like, who cares? She and others, South Carolina just went through an undefeated season and won the title. And there's people out there saying, why are we even talking about Caitlin Clark? This team won the title. I understand where I do. I it's a very valid point. Also, like, who cares? Whatever brings notoriety, which will also hopefully bring money and has brought ratings and TV deals. And I don't know, like, I'm not, but if I was in the WNBA, I would probably be really split. Number one, I'd be like territorial and like, oh, she's going to have a rude awakening. But deep down, I'd be like, yo, this girl's a cash cow.
Yeah.
Get in here and we're all going to make a lot more money because of her and because of everything that's bringing into the sport, all the eyes.
Yeah, follow the money, follow the ratings, follow the same example would be, we were just talking Kings and Lakers. Kings eliminate the Lakers, let's say, in a plan.
Yeah.
The next day, it's what's next for the Lakers? It wasn't
Right.
that the Kings advanced, and hey, they're going on to face OKC. No, is this the end? Do they have to break up AD and LeBron? What's next?
Yes.
Is Darvin Ham out?
100,000%.
Is LeBron? Did LeBron play his final game? It's like, well, wait a minute. But, Caitlin Clark had an incredible career.
Yes.
Helped elevate the game as far as eyeballs and attention. And, oh, by the way, we just saw one of the greatest individual collective teams of South Carolina have an undefeated season.
What a great year.
Yeah.
And if the WNBA can pull any, the WNBA's, I think I saw that, I don't think the ratings are out for the South Carolina, but they're going to be bigger. I want to say UConn, Iowa,
was ridiculous.
which beat the record in the quarter in the Elite Eight. So you had the Iowa, Caitlin Clark and Iowa set the record in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
They beat the record in the Final Four. They're certainly going to beat the record in the championship.
Yeah. But the benefit, too, it was on ABC. Like
Right.
regular, that's going to help, too.
But the Final Four, which wasn't,
Right.
that was the one that was like, you beat the NBA Finals, you beat this, you beat that. I looked up, I think
it was a Friday night. Like, that's kind of a general
Right.
kiss of death.
And I want to say, did they say it was either the most watched WNBA game or the most watched finals game? It was, I think it was 749,000 for game 4, the clinching game 4. It was either last year or the year before for the Las Vegas Aces, right? Let's round up and call it 1 million. They had 13 million.
That's ridiculous.
13 times. Like, bro, bring that to the WNBA. Please bring that to the WNBA. Half of that to the WNBA.
Right.
And now all of a sudden it's a Big 5 sport. Let's go.
Yeah.
See what college basketball does next year. I'm sure there'll be others, but you're losing a name in Caitlin Clark. Men's final tonight. We don't have time to go. We've spent the entire segment on the women's college basketball championship, and we don't have time to talk about the men in this segment. What a comment on today. That's awesome. I love it. And we will get to that at a point. And of course, we will have recaps of that tomorrow. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the Kings sweep the Nets. We got a little post game for you there. And wow, look at the defense. Look at the big defense on Brad. 1-800-920-1140. I'll throw it out one more time. I see JR holding to talk to us as well. 1-800-920-1140. Jiffy Lube driving the game. Last chance to get in. We will be right back.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
Are you someone who tries to drive while distracted by your phone? Someone who props it on the steering wheel or peeks down at it for a glance? Or just scrolls and scrolls?
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
Dirty Heads, live in concert. Every single day. Friday, April 12th, 7:30 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. Special guest, The Elevators. On sale at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Dirty Heads Live. Rescue me.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Looking for the ultimate sports bar experience in Sacramento? Look no further. Fieldhouse American Sports Pub. Family owned and operated. Serving up mouth-watering food that'll keep you coming back for more. Voted as the #1 sports bar in Sacramento. Your go-to spot for catching all the big games. Swing by their convenient location at 1310 Fulton Avenue. Or order online for pickup or delivery. Don't miss out on the action. Fieldhouse American Sports Pub, where every game is a winning experience.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Caller
certainly Alabama, a few others are right there, then UK basketball boosters. So that was, I guarantee, I mean, look, I don't know this, but I bet a little bit on it. that there was some cigar smoke filled room involving the Walton family and others of the big boosters down in Arkansas and the Kentucky boosters. And, you probably had 5 old, scraggly, wrinkled cigar smoking white dudes sitting in a room saying, how can we figure this out, make it mutually beneficial? You pay a little of this, we'll pay a little bit of that. And you had Cal's agent probably as a whole. That's how it's done.
Yeah.
And, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Okay, good.
Now who, though?
Well, I think, honestly, what I'm hearing is the two of the front runners right now, if you were laying odds, number one would be Nate Oates. They're going to, they'd back up the Brinks truck for a guy like Nate Oates, who's had a ton of success. And the dark horse, if you will, Billy Donovan.
Yeah. Maybe not even a dark horse.
Yeah. That's where he got his start in Kentucky as coach. And obviously tons of success at Florida. And it looks like the Bulls are going right back to his Monty McNair kind of warned. He never mentioned the Bulls by name, but I think the Bulls were one of the teams he's always talking about, that we don't want to just remember. It was a couple years ago that their GM had, they had Vucevic, DeRozan, Levine, this is a team on the rise, and then they weren't.
Yeah.
So also, Jason, one quick note here. I want to see how long. You see what I had up there? I want to see how long it takes you to tell me what this is. Okay.
There's a good chance he doesn't get this inside DeMarco's ball.
Got it?
I already know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
On your life.
Here it comes.
Oh, my goodness. In your life, have you seen anything like that?
Tiger Woods, 16, the Masters, maybe the greatest chip in the moment we've ever seen. And the more I hear it, and I've heard it probably 100,000 times, and I'm obsessed with this stuff. In some ways, that is maybe, I think, the greatest call in sports history. And I'll tell you why. It probably isn't, but here's what my argument would be. Vern Lundquist does all the stuff the right way there. And when the ball pauses on the lip of the cup, the discipline in that moment to not go, or so close. He didn't say a word. He's in the booth. He's in a booth in a elevated whatever thing, like a stand. He's not right. He's watching the monitor, but to know that there's a chance it could go in, and to have the discipline to allow for the 1, 2, 3, 4 beats it took, and then the very human, my goodness, or whatever the heck he said, and then he comes in with when you look at the script of the call, it's not a great call. But when you combine that with the simplicity and the emotion, and I think the best calls are the ones that it's the announcer saying the thing, but it's like you and I on our couch talking about it. And Vern he laid it out. He let it breathe, the whole thing. It gives me goosebumps.
I don't think I've ever heard it again. And maybe it's not as good in my mind as I think, but I remember literally, I think I was coming back from the airport for some reason, and it was on our station. We had golf on, and I heard it described. I just couldn't believe what happened, because they were, on radio on golf,
right?
They have to give a little bit more descriptions, and they were talking about, what a chip, he sent it up the hill, it's rolling. Oh, this is getting close. It's getting close. And then, I think I remember screaming in the car, going, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see this." But I remember thinking that was such a great call, but it was probably more feeling of what a great moment I just listened to.
The fact that you're able to. Some people look at golf and they go, golf on the radio.
Yeah, and sometimes it's more of, hey, let's take you over to 16 and here. Okay, so Tiger has just put one into the fairway. It's more of a describing of what's going on in the course as less play-by-play until they get to the green. And in this one, it was definitely an audio call of it.
I can't find. I'm looking. I can't find it. By the way, I looked. At least, why does it say on Twitter? Please put Jim Gray's radio call of Tiger's chip.
Maybe it was Jim Gray.
It was Jim Gray? Ah, come on. You just ruined it. I mean, look, if it's a good call, I like that call. If it's a good call, it's a good call. But this week it is the Masters. We will have look, we're not going to go wall to wall. We completely understand that, not everybody is into golf like we are, but it certainly
is. The game of golf.
Thank you, Scott Marsh. It certainly is the most iconic.
Yeah.
And now it's a little different because
Tiger's supposed to play.
He is supposed to play. He and Will Zalatoris were, I think, paired together today for a practice round, and they both did the skip over the water, the one that John Rahm made, maybe the greatest golf shot we've ever seen that didn't count. It's just a matter of, he has the lower back issue. As Nota Begay, who went to school with him at Stanford and is still close with him, said it's just a matter. So it's not a matter of can Tiger play the golf. He can play the golf. As a matter of fact, I read somewhere, you never know if this is true, that he was there all weekend for practice rounds, that he was in the low 60s for one of his rounds over this weekend. But that's the benefit of, I don't know if he had a cart or not, what he was doing.
Right.
It's
the walking too.
It's the walking. And
leg.
And what everybody says is it's the elevation is what's underrated. The elevation changes. But he's eyeing breaking the record. I think he's at 17 right now, most consecutive cuts made at the Masters. He would break that record if he makes the cut. And you'll remember his last Masters appearance. He made the cut and then had to withdraw the following day. So Tiger is there. You've got the live guys coming in. Nobody's playing well right now. All the normal, McIlroy needs it. McIlroy was, I think, third yesterday at the Valero, which here we go. If you didn't see the end of the Valero, it's two guys you've never heard of before, but my God, that was some amazing golf going to sudden death. Brooks Koepka is always a threat, but he's playing like garbage right now. A lot of these guys are playing. This really feels like one of those, like one of these guys is going to come back and establish himself and have a great weekend, or it's going to be, Will Zalatoris, somebody like that coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm still, when the way things are going these days, when in doubt, I'm going Scotty Scheffler, just because he's Scotty Scheffler.
Won last year, right?
The year before? I think it was the year before. But he won the first.
John Rahm might have won.
John Rahm won last year. Yes, he did. And then proceeded to head over to the Live folks. Casey Pratt, by the way, is going to move to 9 a.m.
Okay,
we're shuffling here. And Casey, I think we'll have Casey on video, so I will send Christopher Laud that contact here. I'm just talking to myself. And then that means here, we're going to put other stuff, and then here, and then, okay. So there you go, Jason. Kings beat Brooklyn.
Yes, they did.
And 45 wins. For all the yammering that I've done this year about how frustrating the team is, zooming out, 7th best.
You believe that?
The 7th best season in Sacramento era history.
And going. Doesn't feel like, does it?
By the way, when you put those numbers together, did you happen to look like, are they close to being able to still rise up?
Not too many spots.
No.
Yeah, because there's the 61 win season, a couple of 50s. I think they could pass last year's 48 if they went out to get to 49.
Okay.
But I think even matching last year would be a pretty significant achievement, knowing that the West is dramatically better, knowing that they've had a few more injuries. And like we said earlier, no matter where they finish and with how many wins, this is a year that we can all point to a large group of games that could have been different, which is unfortunate.
Is that what the title is going to be? The what could have been season? Your 23-24 Kings, the what if Kings?
Yeah.
Still a lot. Look, they got all the. Jason, I'm gonna say this. The Sacramento Kings could win the NBA Finals this year.
They can.
They literally can.
Yes.
We don't know. We don't know what's ahead of us.
Right.
Although somebody did unearth on Facebook memories about 2 months ago. I forgot the audio. I was going to play it, and then I forgot a couple months ago. I should have saved it. It was 5 years ago, right around now. Because it's, about 5 years ago, 2 months ago, if you will, I said on this very station, the Sacramento Kings are going to win an NBA championship within the next 5 years. So this is it.
This is your window.
I got the rest of this year. Yeah. And if they do, it's the all-time greatest call. It beats Vern Lundquist.
Yeah.
It's the all-time greatest call in history.
Yeah.
They probably won't. Just going to say that, not trying to be negative.
Okay.
They probably, this is negative Dave again, they probably will not win the NBA championship this year.
But there is a chance.
There is a chance.
Like Utah can't. They cannot win.
They cannot win
San
it.
Antonio will not
Nope.
win it.
Pretty sure the Rockets won't.
Nope. Memphis, no
Detroit, not going to happen.
Can't do it.
Washington, maybe.
Nope.
Nope, they can't. You're right. Kings
can.
All the Kings have to do. All the Kings have to do is win right around 16. I would say if the Kings win 18 more games this year, they're going to win the title.
Yeah.
That's my number.
Why not win out? So it would be likely if they won out, they've won yesterday for 21 in a row.
If the Kings finished on a 21-game win streak to win the championship, I will say this. I wish I knew that was going to happen because I would put money on them to win the championship right now because I got to think those odds. I believe I saw a couple weeks ago it was like 550 to 1.
How about the odds to win 21 in a row?
I don't think that's on the board, Jason. Yeah. I say
man, I'm out of cash.
I say we spend the rest of the show just talking about what if the Kings win the whole thing.
Let's do it.
We will take a break. Well, it was going to be Casey next. Now we're going to move Casey to 9:00, which means next segment is an open segment. What say we can go.
Next segment's the dialed in.
Wait, what? Who, where? Oh, because we're late. There we go. This is why I shouldn't run a show. Kings win in Brooklyn. We'll talk about that. We got some post game for you next. But first, you know what screwed me up, Jason? Because it's just a 30-second break here. Is that we had nets for 2 segments in a row because of the back and forth.
Yeah, it was nothing but nets.
Nothing but nets, and nothing but American Energy coming into your house. Saving you money by changing over everything to electric. Save big with American Energy. Okay, I just totally threw me, Jason. ADD time, sorry. Hey, what does that say up there, the blind? The bottom line up there on TV2.
Oh, I got you.
I look over.
I was thinking, what's wrong with that? Will Clark being it? Will Clark.
All I saw was Will Clark, and it completely threw me. All right, so American Energy. Going to absolutely revolutionize the game for you by switching you to electric. Many incredibly efficient AC options available to you now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter. Switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. 99.90 AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. All right, 30 seconds when we come back. Kings win by 30. We got some post game for you, and then Casey Pratt will join us at 9 a.m. We also got a who's hot, who's not in there as well. We'll do all that right after this.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's stopped the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com. Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
He gives us a lot. I mean, he's steady. He's really, really even killed. And, as a guy that's going to sneak up, it's good to have sometimes a guy that is not afraid. He's not afraid at all, but it's pretty even killed and tries to look at it from all different sides, whenever there's a problem or something like that in front of us. And then at the end of the day, the respect level is so high for him because he plays so hard and people know he cares and he's trying to play the right way. So having him, especially at his size and his ability to shoot the basketball, is big for us. And, his leadership is something that we definitely need in times like this.
Mike Brown on Trey Lyles. Why are there salt and pepper shakers right here, by the way? What are we doing? Trey Lyles was salty the other night, though, in a good way, and was our red velvet, or our velvet king of the day. If you're not familiar with Velvet King, it's the player that we elect after each game that stepped up the most in place of Red Velvet, Kevin Herter, and Malik Monk, which Malik means king in Arabic, as Mark Jones has shared with us many times.
Yeah.
So there you go, Jason. As we mentioned before, 7th best season in Sacramento Kings history. The Kings hold the Nets to just 77 points. That is a season low.
Yeah, by a good bit. I think it was Toronto they held to 89. So this defense, the metrics, the numbers are better. Boston was one of the best offenses in the league. They held them down low as well. Unfortunately, didn't win that game. So they're doing some things better defensively. I know we're used to seeing them shine and be so smooth offensively. That hasn't been the case. And they are missing Monk and Herter. I know guys have elevated their game, but they miss those two guys. They really do.
They do. And they miss, we've seen, what is it? I think they're top 5 or top 4 in defensive ratings since they both went down.
Yeah. That's going to be the strength, right? They'll be a better defensive team.
Yes. But they're also, it's hurting.
Yeah.
It's hurting offensively.
Well, and I think what's happening is, and we're seeing it a lot more, this is a little bit like, I don't know if it's quite the same as the Warriors series, but teams are really packing the paint. They're doubling down on Sabonis. He's making a few more mistakes than I would say he was earlier, but I do feel like he has less. I mean, Kevin Herter is a floor spacer. He can spread the floor. He's a shooter that people have to acknowledge. Mm-hmm. And then Malik as a playmaker, shooter, scorer, driver, all that stuff. Those two things are hurting their offense. I think it's putting a lot more pressure on Sabonis. Now, you're getting some really good stuff out of Davion defensively and some offensively. Keon's been terrific on both parts too. But I think they missed those other guys offensively, but they found kind of a new potential strength here in what they're doing defensively.
Is Keon Ellis kind of at this point, as we try to get used to him in the starting lineup and get used to his reactions or his contributions, I should say. Is Keon Ellis kind of a Matisse Thybulle type where offense is a bonus? Do we need to look at it like that a little?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think there's some similarities there. I mean, he's out there primarily for his defense, but I mean, he has contributed offensively.
He has. It's spotty, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like he's like the 9th option in a 5-man starting lineup. But you look at his last 4 games: 6-3, 11-3 on 35% shooting. Over those last 4 games. That's and then you look at the games before. He had 5 against Utah, 16-10 in the Dallas games, 19 against Orlando, but then 5-2, 6-5, 5-7, 0, 11-5. We're going back to when he was coming off the bench too. I'm not, and by the way, that's not me bagging him at all. I'm saying his job, as you just said, is defense.
Right.
And it just seems like anything you get from him offensively is a bonus, except I would just say this: that 3-point stroke's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's good. That's what's helping the team. It's helping his game. And I would say the other thing is coach seems to have, I know he didn't play a ton yesterday, but a little bit longer of a leash for him right now than someone like Harrison Barnes.
Yes.
I mean, if Barnes is not scoring, they're not getting a whole lot of other stuff from Harrison.
They're not.
So coach is like, all right, I'll go with Colby Jones. I'll go with Davion. I'll go with Trey. I'll play someone else if I have to. And so coach is kind of in that mode right now.
When you look at Keon's numbers, by the way, just to see if this comp works, he's averaging, and again, remember, a lot of this is him not starting, but 4.7 points, 2 boards, and 1.5 assists. Matisse Thybulle is averaging 5.4 points, 2 boards, and 1.4 assists.
Yeah.
Keon's doing it on 44.7% shooting. Thybulle's doing it on 39.7% shooting. Maybe that's our Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah.
And that's a guy I've wanted for a long time. Maybe that's who Keon Clark is for Keon Ellis is for us.
But what are his numbers now, like since he's been kind of, more in the mix?
Sure.
Because I think that's counting some late game or 2-minute stretches here where he officially plays a game but doesn't maybe even score.
So in this month so far, just April, 4 games, he's averaging 22 minutes a game. 5.8 points, 4 boards, 2 assists on 35% from the field, 50% from behind the arc. In the month of March, 25.8 minutes a game, really stepped up there because it was 7.5 minutes the month before. 7.5 points, 3.5 boards, 2 assists on 50% from the field, 44% from beyond the arc. Now, it's tough, to be honest, it's tough for me to sit here and say who's the better defender, Ellis or Thibault, and by the way, by how much? Because you can look at defensive rating, you can look at defensive win shares, but again, that's also helped or hurt by your surroundings. But if let's just be honest, Thibault's been an all second team-ish defender for a while now. I'm not ready to put Ellis there, but Ellis, I think, is certainly better and has more to offer offensively, which is positive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like where he is, how comfortable he's looking, and then obviously we will say this till the end. I mean, this team's overall success is going to be on Fox and Sabonis, and those guys got to their typical numbers again yesterday. Fox had 40 against Boston, and wasn't just enough, but I like where Fox is right now. I like where he is. I like where Sabonis is. Did some checking, by the way. You know how it seems like Sabonis has trouble with those little middies. Mm-hmm. He's shooting 71% from within 5 feet. So, okay. So one of those, like, the stuff stands out that, whatever. Like, you look at all the bad things said on Twitter, but you never look at the good stuff. It's true. One of those things. We'll take a break. When we return, what do we decide we want to do here, Jason? Coming up next, because we went Kings here. Dealer's choice. You know what? We'll think about it during the break. We might go Kings. We might talk about the A's a little bit. We might talk about some random stuff. Coach Cal's on the move. There's a lot we can choose from. We're going to pause for a couple minutes. When we come back, we'll do something you've never heard before. I mean, I can honestly say that. You've never heard the next segment. It will be the only time you ever hear that segment, too. And then who's hot? Unless you listen on the podcast or YouTube. Well, that's true, but you ruined the fairy tale for everyone. Maybe we'll do WrestleMania recap with Christopher Lod. We got yours already. Yeah, I thought I did pretty well. Yeah. We should probably send that out so everybody knows what happened. We'll recap threes and the keys as well. We'll go streaking, who's hot, who's not. And then Casey, Pratt, ABC 7, 9 o'clock. We'll do all that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Monday, kicking off a new work week with a cool start for the morning, but plenty of sunshine for the day ahead, along with a bit of a north breeze. Highs today will warm, close to average in the low 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Once upon a time, you could get a heater tune-up or an air conditioner tune-up for just $59, or both for $89. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
I thought you were going to read me a bedtime story.
Go to sleep now. Bonnie.com. License 696-355.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items like the self-leveling green laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect pass-through socket set for $49.98, which you can only find at Lowe's. Shop Klein tools in-store and online today, because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass, Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidium Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
It's time to rethink your internet provider. Fidium Fiber Internet is wallet-friendly while delivering the best technology. Get some of the fastest speeds in California and a connection you can count on. Visit FidiumFiber.com today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Advantage. JR, good morning. Thank you for holding, pal. How are you?
Hey, Snarkies. What are you doing?
Snarkies and Hutch.
Snarkies and Hutch.
Oh, boy. I have Snarky on my bingo card. That's awesome. You guys nailed it.
How are you, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
You know what? It's Monday, but we have the best job in the world. Well,
you do. Well,
I can think of a couple better jobs, but I can't say it on the air.
Well, when you work with Chris a lot, you are definitely on the higher echelon of good jobs.
Or lower, but either way, it depends on how you see it.
Hey, so we see that the greatest thing with Caitlin, she's already got the State Farm commercial going for her. Mm-hmm. And the funniest thing, I'm sitting there watching it with a bunch of friends, and some friends that don't watch a lot of sports, and they're like, "Oh, Caitlin's already got her own commercial." But who's that other guy that is shooting the ball? They didn't even know who Jimmy Butler was. Classic.
He didn't have his hair.
Yeah.
He didn't have his hair right, man.
He did a little. I think he's wearing it.
Yeah, you gotta have you gotta have the emo hair he had at the beginning of the year.
It's much more recognizable.
It's great to see, though. It's great to see. It's great to see it go mainstream, and I'm excited for it. I always say I don't understand people that gatekeep sports. The more stuff that's interesting, the better. Yeah, and as somebody who has always respected the women's game, who's always had respect for it, and who has always, never spoken ill, it just never grabbed my interest on anywhere close to the level it is right now. And I think I speak for a lot. I think I speak for a lot of people. You look at the numbers. I think it's great, and I think, like we talked about earlier, JR, I want to avoid. What we're going to see is all of a sudden it's almost like the brackets in March Madness where everybody watches 20 minutes and becomes an instant expert. But here we are. It's good to watch. It's more cool stuff to watch on TV.
Is Katie listening or something? Why are you doing so much?
I know.
Wow, that was really deep, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, real quick, though. You said Lakers-Denver series. What do we got there? this year?
The Lakers, they're 0-3 versus the Nuggets.
Okay, and then what are we against the Nuggets?
We are 3-1.
Yeah.
And then wait, most important, what are we against the Lakers?
We are 4-0,
baby.
Great week is ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye.
He just had to get that in.
I appreciate that. I appreciate JR. This can be a mishmash segment, Jason. When in doubt, I like to clear out my bookmarks on social media.
Okay.
Here's some notes.
Let's see what you bookmark.
John Fisher is the only owner of the Oakland Athletics with a losing one-loss record. Oof. As Earthquakes owner, his record is 163, 216, and 150. Remember, he also owns that team in MLS. The other Quakes owners, 116, 85, and 37. So when you say John Fisher's a loser, I mean, he's actually that's not an insult. That's
backing it up with numbers.
Literally is a loser, and we can't wait to welcome him and his losing brand of baseball to Sacramento. That's me. That was me being snarky. Did you do the face?
Yeah,
that was me being snarky. Jason Ross, how is Victor Wembanyama not going to be the defensive player of the year? The candidates are probably him, Rudy, Bam, Jared Allen, and Anthony Davis. Now, I'll just tell you, Rudy Gobert is the biggest candidate.
Sounds like blocks are the only thing that matters to people.
Well, blocks per game, Victor Wembanyama 3.5, Rudy Gobert 2.1. Well, how about steals? That's defense.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama 1.3, Rudy Gobert 0.6. What about deflections? That's like steals. That's defense. Victor Wembanyama 3, Rudy Gobert 1.6. However, that's fine, but really the good show of defense is, does your team play better defense with you on the floor or not? You could have individual stats. The defensive rating of the Minnesota Timberwolves when Rudy Gobert leaves the floor goes down 4.1. When Anthony Davis leads the floor, it actually goes up 1.5. Jared Allen goes down 0.1. But let's focus on Rudy. It goes down 4.1. That's a lot. When Victor Wembanyama leaves the floor, the defensive rating of the San Antonio Spurs drops 12 points.
Wow.
12 points.
Yeah.
He is more than double Rudy in steals. He has 1.5 more blocks than Rudy per game. He doubles him in deflections per game. And he triples him in defensive rating drop. Now, I'm sure some smart person will come in with their smart stuff and give me a really good reason as to why, but actually, here's the thing about Rudy. It's just tough to see, man.
Yeah, I love the one that I like the best out of that is that what the Spurs are with him off the floor.
Yeah.
Well, is there ever going to be a time where, I mean, it feels like the defensive player of the year just goes to big guys now. Rebounding, deflections,
what was the last
blocks.
one? It was Marcus Smart, I think 3 years ago got it. And then, but your point's
even before
valid.
that, I feel like, I mean, at some point, I know there's metrics that do it, but most of the top scorers in this league are on the perimeter.
Yes.
So if there was a metric that said Bridges holds Luka, the leading scorer, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the number 2 leading scorer, and this player and that player, 9 points below their average, but he's not anywhere near in blocks and has a few steals. Like,
right.
I don't know. It just feels like we kind of get caught up in some of the blocks and steals numbers, which is part of defense for sure. But
Jason, no, your point is it's one of my favorite topics, honest to God, is when you get nerdy about stuff. This is one of my favorite nerd topics. My favorite nerd topic when it comes to basketball is, how do you define an assist? Mm-hmm. And are we ever going to get past that where you can say this is an assist and I can say it's not, whatever. The problem with the defensive player of the year is that there hasn't been enough work done to mainstream defense when it comes to statistics. We know offensively, we know what a guy scores per game. We know assists, we know rebounds, all that stuff. And block shots is just one metric. What we need to do is we need to find more ways to really rate guys defensively in a way that people can understand. For example, if you're out there playing defense and you're guarding Chris Verlaud, who's leading the league in scoring, well, what does Chris Verlaud normally score per game? Right. And what is he scoring? What is he doing per 36, for example, when you're guarding him?
Yeah.
And what is that metric going to be? And can we get when Jason guards players, they score above this much or below this much of what they normally would. And then you go into, okay, when Jason's on the floor, the other team scores, because the best scorers in this league, for the most part, your Jokic's, your Giannis's, your Embiid's, which are three huge ones, but the bulk of your scoring is coming from your wings and your guards for most teams in the NBA, which would then make you think, okay, is a perimeter lockdown defender? I'll ask you this. You have a choice between forget offense. I'm talking purely defense. Would you rather, if you could draft anybody in the league, just defensively, would you rather have a lockdown perimeter scorer or a lockdown big man 5?
A lockdown perimeter defender?
Yeah, or a lockdown 5. Lockdown 5 meaning a Gobert type that's going to stifle tower everything, or the guy that you can put on 2 or 3 positions that's going to lock that person down or do pretty close. I'm not leading you, by the way. I think it's a great argument.
Yeah, I think so too. And actually now, because I was kind of defending the wings, but I think if you have a lockdown, here's a counter to what I was saying. I think if you have a lockdown interior player, you might be able to get away with having less perimeter guys.
Sure.
Whereas if you have a great perimeter guy,
then you still
you still have some other junk on the perimeter and no goalie really.
Right.
I think the team better defensively overall is with the interior guy.
I think you're right, but then there's this little voice in my head that's like, but the defending champions.
Yeah.
They don't have a lockdown big guy, but they've got a couple. They got obviously Aaron Gordon, who's good defensively. Last year they had Bruce.
But that interior guy's so dang good offensively.
He really is.
Yeah. It's a good question.
Just to answer your comment, by the way, so Marcus Smart did win it 2 years ago. Jaren Jackson won it last year. But then here you go. Gobert, Giannis, Gobert, Draymond, who I think still kind of counts as a big man. Kawhi. Okay. Joakim Noah, Mark Gasol, Tyson Chandler, 3 straight years of Dwight Howard. Garnett, Marcus Camby, Ben Wallace twice, Artest, Wallace twice more, Mutombo, 2 Mornings, 2 Mutombos, and then a Gary Payton. So since 1996, you've had 1, 2, let's count Kawhi, 3, 4, 5 perimeter-ish guys that have done that. But that's 5 in 27 years. So you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know that that's wrong or right. Who knows? We'll take a break. I'm talking about the philosophy behind it. Who's hot, who's not. And let's recap a 3 in the key. 2 of them, as a matter of fact, and let's go streaking. We'll do all that next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for are you? He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, the Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's going on for Dodge's Last Call sales event?
We're celebrating 75 years in business by offering 75 new Dodge Chargers and Challengers at enormous discounted prices to say thank you. Right now, get your hands on the last of the gas-powered 2023 Dodge Charger and Challenger GTs and SXTs and save up to $13,000 off MSRP. But you better hurry in because you only have until April 13th.
How about the Scat Packs? You got any deals on those?
Yep. We've got some of the biggest savings I've ever seen. But like I said, you better hurry in because these are the very last of the gas-powered Chargers and Challengers. And you only have until April 13th to cash in on this anniversary savings.
Well, you better get moving to Hoblet Dodge in Woodland or search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$13,000 net savings on Dodge Charger Challenger SXT after $8,420 factory rebates and $4,600 dealer discounts. May include $500 first responder cash. Must be current member of eligible First Responder Association. 10th net savings. See dealer for details.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keyes was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort. See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting. Just stop in or schedule an appointment. With over 200 stores, there's likely one in your neck of the woods. Find yours at goodfeet.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
I don't like it when people say they called their shot after the fact, so I'm going to set myself up for failure here. I have a feeling that one of these is going to be dumb. I don't know why. It's like my spider sense is tingling. Who's hot?
What do you mean by dumb?
Just, it's going to be one of your, like, weird ones.
Okay. Guess Domantas Sabonis. Is he dumb?
Nope, that counts. Nope, I'm wrong there.
He had 18 points, 20 rebounds, and 9 assists yesterday in the Kings' 107-77 win over the Brooklyn Nets. It was Sabonis' 74th double-double this season and is tied for second for the most double-doubles in a season with Moses Malone.
He was good.
He had 74 in the 80-81 season. The record, if you're wondering, is 77 double-doubles in a season, also by Moses Malone. And if Domantas Sabonis' streak continues, he could break Moses Malone's record on the final game of the season.
Let's go.
Against the Trailblazers on Sunday.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Although no triple-double.
No.
Yeah, is he washed? Who's not?
Now, this might sound a little weird.
A
little strange. The Utah Jazz.
Okay, neither of these were dumb. All right, I thought you were gonna, that was going to be like Cody Rhodes is one is 93rd. I saw it was going to be something.
Okay.
That's all right. I was wrong. Like I said, I thought it was not. What is wrong with the Utah Jazz other than they can't stop losing?
That's the thing. They lost to the Golden State Warriors yesterday, 118-110.
Can't stop,
12th loss in a row. They ironically had the longest streak of teams. I'm trying to think of how they worded this. Going the longest without having a 10-game losing streak. 81-82 was the last time.
Wow, this is their first double-digit losing streak since 81-82. Golly. Jason was in high school during that whole thing.
I don't think my parents were even together.
He told me to say that. Thank you. Exactly. Also, who's not? I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but John Fisher's a loser.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, as we said in the last segment, but I'll add it in again. The A's owner is the only A's owner with a losing one-loss record. It also is the only Earthquakes owner with a losing record at 163, 216, and 150. All other Quakes owners are 116, 85, and 37. You know what? That was dirty. I did remember that I said it. I just wanted to throw that stat in.
Reiterate it.
By the way, do you think we should put out should we put out a request to get John on the show? Just to do it, right?
Yes.
What if they said yes?
Oh my God.
Okay, let me ask you this. What if they said John Fisher would come on the show, but we're not allowed to ask him if he'll sell the team? Let me think of one more. And we're not allowed. No, just that. Do we still do the interview? But we can't ask that question. That's their only request. Yeah. I think so too.
What if he said he would only do celebrity birthdays? Would we have him on?
Honest to God, I would.
Yeah. What if he was great at it?
What if he if he was, then I'd be like, you're cheating. Automatically. I'd be like, he's obviously cheating and probably he's got them all written on a yellow pad.
Yeah.
I would do it though, and then we just get. They brought him on, and all they did was ask him how old Marley Matlin is. Didn't ask him a single. I don't know why I said Marley Matlin. I didn't ask him a single A's or whatever question.
We did off air.
What a bunch of shells. Yeah, we'll say we recorded it. We didn't get that part.
We got his answers off air.
That would be fantastic. We weren't able to get to the interview. Sorry for that, everybody.
We'll put that out later in podcast form.
We'll give you a written transcript of what was said.
We'll
reenact it.
You want to do Let's Go Streaking, John? He wouldn't be able to pick an A. He'd have to name one. All right. Let's go streaking, right?
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of ML?
from the Braves.
Hey, our guy's asking for the link, by the way. Did you send it to him?
I am when I get a chance.
Okay. All right.
Okay. We took care of streaking.
Jason, who'd you pick?
I took Gleyber Torres.
I was just doing that for Chris.
I should have asked you.
Oh, Glabes. All right. Let's recap 3 in the key. Kings, Celtics. Jason Ross, get us through.
Okay. Kings and Celtics Friday night. Dave, we asked because Harrison Barnes didn't score or barely scored the other day. So we said, how many is he going to score on Friday? You said 14. I said 11. Chris said 15. He scored 10. This guy was the closest.
You were the closest. Good for you, Jason.
Then we asked largest lead by the Celtics. Dave, you said it'd be 33. I said it'd be 18. Chris said it'd be 24. It was 19. This guy again.
You're on fire.
Then random stat. Dave, you said Kings would lead after 1. It was Boston 27-15 after 1. I said,
but I was close.
Keegan Murray would get a double-double. He had 10 points and 11 rebounds for a double-double. Gave me. And Chris said Sabonis would have 55 total between points, rebounds, and assists. He went for 16, 16, and 6. That is a total of 38.
That is a total of 38.
So there you go.
Jason,
I think I won that Boston
series.
series.
You destroyed. You were amazing. By the way, aren't you 1-0 as their play-by-play guy?
Yeah, I was going to say that's not fair. He's a Celtics announcer.
Chris, I like to be referred to as a spy.
Breaking news on the guy I picked for Let's Go Streaking. I just noticed that Michael Taylor, for some weird reason, he went 0 for 3 on Friday. He didn't play Saturday or Sunday. So I'm going to change my pick because it sounds like he might be injured. That's a great catch by me.
Great catch.
Give me Will Smith, and let's go back to West Philadelphia.
You're going to get jiggy with it?
Yeah. Why not? Who doesn't? All right.
Parents just don't understand.
Re-rack, Nets, Kings, John Tash, 3 in the key. Let's go.
All right, we asked the last basket for the Kings.
Uh-huh.
Dave, you said Kessler Edwards. I said Davion Mitchell. Chris said Sasha. The correct answer was delivered. Kessler Edwards. Carmichael Dave got it right. You knew his and one late would be the difference.
I knew it.
Yes.
In my bones.
Then we asked for the Velvet King in this game. Which reserve player would have the most points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks?
Yeah.
Davey said Lyles. I said Lyles. Chris said Mitchell. The correct answer was Trey Lyles. Colby Jones was close.
He was pretty close.
Trey Lyles.
That's 2-0.
Then random stat. Davey said wire-to-wire win. No, not quite, but
it's close.
Nets led a couple different times, as much by 7 too. I said Sabonis would have a triple-double. Way off. 18, 20, and 9.
Close.
And then Chris said Fox would have a double-double with points and assists. De'Aaron Fox at 20 points and 5 assists.
It was close.
You got to be better.
Yeah.
It's the final week. No more messing around.
No more messing around, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Are we all in this together, buddy?
I'm ready to talk to Casey Pratt.
Casey Pratt is going to join us. He is a TV guy.
He's a TV star.
He really is. ABC 7 in the Bay Area. He's going to join us.
We got to find out where he was vacationing because he was one of the few, the proud, that made it back in time for that press conference.
He did, and we're all very proud of him. He raced up here. We're going to ask him about the timing of that press conference too. See if he has any feelings about the timing of the presser as well. Also, his back and forth with Vivek. He has some very, very good questions. We'll play that audio as well. We'll do all that next.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Are you someone who tries to drive while distracted by your phone? Someone who props it on the steering wheel or peeks down at it for a glance? Or just scrolls and scrolls?
Welcome to a brighter future with Aztec Solar, serving Sacramento since 1980. Everyone knows that solar saves money. How much? The answer is a few clicks away. Visit yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable, giving you instant insight into your potential savings.
I used to pay $400 a month to the power company, and that $400 a month added up to $48,000 over the past 10 years. That all changed when I switched to solar with Aztec Solar.
Now it's your turn to stop overpaying for electricity. Calculate your solar savings right now at yourpowersavings.com. And Aztec Solar will email or text you how much you'll save every month. Plus, we've got an exclusive offer for you. Get your solar electrical system for just $9,995 cash price after incentives. Don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Visit yourpowersavings.com today and take the first step towards energy independence with Aztec Solar.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Plus, with free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation today. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yep. Get busy, Bobby.
What up?
Final hour of the program. Jason.
Yes.
Would you say today's show is flown by, cruised by, walked by?
I think it's flown by, only to be made better by our final hour and our guest in the final hour.
So this next guy we're bringing.
Here's a guy.
He's a great dad. He's a great. Saw him taking some swings.
Yeah,
in the cage.
What do you think about the stance and the swing? Pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Very worldwide popular wrestlers.
Yes.
Love him. Was on vacation last.
I know, and still made it.
Probably, I don't know where, but I'm gonna guess. I'll just say Thailand.
Yeah.
And made it all the way back.
Limited notice.
To be at the press conference and basically, like Oprah Winfrey, the interview with Vivek, just asked all the toughies.
Yeah, right on the couch.
I don't know if he was escorted off the grounds or not, but
he's still around though. He's still with us.
He's still around, and he's joining us fresh from dropping his children off at school. It's ABC 7's AC Pratt, who, by the way, let me just say, we're kind of newcomers to the. We're kind of dabbling in this story. This guy, along with our mutual friend Brody Brazil, they've been on this for years. For sure. There's nobody we'd rather talk to about the A's, and specifically the A's to Sacramento. Good morning, Casey.
Man, that was a heck of an intro. I don't think I deserve all those accolades, but I will say for sure that the day I got back from vacation, I woke up to that press release and made a beeline straight for Sutter Health Park. And I sort of stone cold Steve Austin my way in and stomped a mud hole and walked it dry, so to speak.
Were you the only Bay Area person that made it, would you say?
I think so. I didn't see any other Bay Area people there. And that was by design, you guys, because they put out the release at 7:45 a.m. and it was for a 10 a.m. presser. So that really gives you no time to kind of organize and get out there. I said, forget it. I just threw on my suit and I got right in the car. I didn't even eat all day. I mean, I didn't even have time. It was crazy.
Wait, so are you implying, Casey Pratt, ABC said, that the Oakland Athletics would purposely announce
sounds fishy
this thing at 7:45 with a presser just 2 hours later to hopefully slow, if not eliminate, Bay Area media presence at the presser itself? That's a rather large implication, Casey Pratt.
Yeah, and keep in mind, it's a good 90-minute drive for most of us to get down there. So that 2-hour window wasn't exactly kind. And also keep in mind, guys, it gets even funnier. They announced this the day the team went on the road, too. So nobody back in the Bay Area could answer any questions either. So it was very calculated. It's not a reach to say that at this point.
No.
So did you get looks when he made it?
Right? Oh, God.
He's Pratt. Here. Pratt's here again.
Yes, I actually made it 15 minutes before the press conference, so I got in there quick. And I ended up being front and center. Shout out Matt George, he actually saved me a seat. So I was front and center, and when my guy Dave Cavill walked in, I got up, greeted him, and told him I saved him a seat right in front of me. And to his credit, he actually took the seat right in front of me. John Fisher sat as far away from me as he possibly could.
Well, Dave certainly seemed, from the videos I saw, pumped up for the press conference. He had an intense look on his face. And it was, let's just start here. It was gloomy. It was cloudy. There was rain. There was microphone feedback on Vivek. That's what we saw from afar. But how would you describe the overall tenor itself of the press conference?
It was one of the weirder things I've ever witnessed because I think it was a very bittersweet announcement for many people. Yes, Sacramento is going to get Major League Baseball temporarily, and that should be a really cool thing for everybody out there. But the way they got it was pretty dirty, I would say. And then the press conference was like very gloomy, very windy, rainy, and they had it outdoors. So the whole thing just was rife with technical errors. The whole thing felt fitting. But in the background was like the entire front offices of, I'm pretty sure, the Kings and River Cats and A's just trying to clap and like cheer and make it seem like a very jovial occasion. And then as soon as it ended, they took no questions in the press conference. So that's when everyone kind of jumped up and started grabbing people like Vivek and trying to chase down Fisher and get Cavill. Because they, usually in a press conference, you take questions. But in this one, it was more of an announcement with a lot of like fake applause. It was a strange day.
Yeah, there were a lot of moving parts. And to your point, Casey and Dave, I don't think you and I ever officially talked about this after it happened live on the air. So we're, the announcements made. We kind of knew some of this was coming, but then, we're getting mixed reaction from callers, texters. Everyone's like, some are super excited. Others are kind of to that feeling of like, well, is this of best interest? So we're all over the place. And Dave, when we had the mayor of West Sac, I mean, she could not have been more excited.
No.
And so then you're trying to think, oh, well, I mean, there are multiple angles to this, but it was just overall, I think, emotionally, a really hard day to take all of the different angles in. And I'm sure that's how you felt out there too, Casey.
Yeah, that was very much the case because I think some people were just so like rah and happy about getting baseball. And again, that's an awesome thing. Like you should be happy about that. And like the politicians were all pumped up and, all the people out there were pumped up. But then when it was me asking the questions to Vivek Ranadive and actually asking the tough questions about what assurances he actually got, what deal he actually cut, you could see a lot of the other people around me, even the other assembled media, start kind of like doing these like weird like side eyes at me, like what is happening? Like it's almost like a lot of people didn't understand why there was actual serious implications to what had taken place.
Welcome to Sacramento media, Chris, Casey. It is Vivek is, and by the way, let me be clear, we're a part of that machine. This isn't me taking shots at other media members. It's just Sacramento is generally not as combative, and by combative, you know what I mean, asking tough questions. And I don't know that Vivek has been in that position too often, especially recently.
Yeah, and to his credit, he answered them.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't run away like John Fisher.
Yes.
I asked the tough questions, and I think they were important for people out there too, because it's like, okay, well, he said Sacramento's not going to play second fiddle to anybody. And of course, why shouldn't Sacramento play second fiddle to anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I said, in doing so, why isn't Sacramento's name on the team then? And
you know what?
In doing so, why aren't you getting any assurances that you're going to get to keep this team or expand? And so that to me is playing second fiddle in a nutshell.
We actually have the back and forth here, just a clip. I'll play that right now. This is Casey talking to Vivek, asking him questions at the press conference last week.
Putting Sacramento on the team. Said Sacramento's not going to play second fiddle to any other market. I already see the signage. I already see they're not putting Sacramento on the team name. What assurances do you have that Major League Baseball is going to possibly expand here or let you keep this team if Las Vegas doesn't go through?
Yeah, so I've been in touch with the commissioner and I've gotten to know him, Rob Manfred, and they will be creating a new team. They want it to be on the West Coast. They'd love for it to be in California. And I think this is a great showcase for us. We can prove that there's a market here. We can make the team successful. I think we're in pole position to get the new franchise.
Pole position's nice, but is there any assurances at all, or is this just something he said he would be willing to entertain? I mean, is there any type of guarantees for this? Because in negotiating this, you're driving down the price in another market. You're taking a team here. So what is in it for you to do this?
Yeah, no, there's no guarantee. We have to show what we can do. And I have complete confidence that if we set our mind to something, this is an incredible city. We have the best fans in the world. And at the end of the day, the best fans in the world will make it happen.
Man, he took the sword out.
Yeah.
He took the sword out and waved it around on Vivek. And by the way, let's just say this, Jason, you and I talked a lot about this. And this is why you ask tough questions, because you get sometimes things. Casey, I don't think there's a world in which you expected his answer to be about talking to Rob Manfred and disclosing really breaking news, if it's true, which you assume you take him at his word, of course, that they want an expansion team on the West Coast, that Sacramento could be in the pole position, all the things he said. We had David Sampson. I know you retweeted that earlier, the former president of the Marlins who's been involved in this stuff. We had him on last week and we asked him, were you surprised? Or actually we said to him, that surprised us that he said that. I got to think Rob Manfred didn't want that public. And David said, that's the biggest understatement you'll make on your station all day long. Were you shocked listening to that, even though you had a great follow-up? Were you shocked when he said that back to you?
Yeah, I was shocked because you could tell it's something that Major League Baseball may have floated out there just for him to agree to do what he did and take on all the bad press and take on all the stink that comes with this situation. I was surprised, but that is why you asked those tough questions. Now, the follow-up was important, though, because remember, Oakland's negotiations, they weren't going to take anything short of some type of guarantee that they could line up a group for expansion. That was it. It all hinged on that. They weren't going to do anything else unless it came to some type of guarantee. And I think the most important thing Vivek said in that entire exchange, even after he said that they'd talked to Manfred about getting in pole position, was he said there are no guarantees. Mm-hmm. And so that just shows you that he basically took no rent, no assurances, no guarantees of any kind, and completely undercut what happened in Oakland just to get his hold on this team for 3 years. Now, of course, John Fisher shows up and says, our temporary home until Las Vegas. It's right. One of the most important points he stressed. And again, they didn't put Sacramento on this team's name for the next 3 years. So I just feel like he probably could have driven a harder bargain or at least tried to get some assurances from Manfred. But I think what he did was just saw an opportunity and tried to capitalize on it. Now, Sampson's quote on this very show was really interesting because that was the next point I made to a lot of people was if Vivek thinks he's in pole position to keep the A's, he's going to have to get in line because there's not just Joe Lacob out here. I could think of probably 5 different major groups that would be willing to buy the A's and put in an expansion team in the East Bay. And not to mention they have 2 basically shovel-ready stadium sites already and a bunch of funds raised. Sacramento does not have that. And they also have what I heard is like a $66 billion or $1 million budget deficit. Million, I should say. Yeah. So I'm not sure that they're really in pole position. I think he can think they are just because they have the team there. But I think when rubber hits the road, he's going to find out that there's a lot of major power players already lined up and ready to go, and he's just one of them.
You know, it's interesting when this story obviously is not new to us, but for you, for sure, you've been covering this for full depth for so long. But then when it kind of gets out, it's officially hit, you hear the national narrative and you hear a lot of people. So when that's hit, most of the stuff I'm seeing, Casey, was like, how does baseball allow this? How are they allowing a team go to a AAA park? Where were the owners in all this? And then you go, the owners unanimously voted for them to go to Vegas. So where's the disconnect there too, I still think, with owners, MLB, and this whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, the owners unanimously approved Las Vegas. I think they're all in line. I think they saw the way that people and the politicians in Oakland stood up to them, and they wanted to make them pay at all costs. So they're like, we're going to take this team out of there no matter what at this point. And Sacramento was a convenient place for that to go. I think that's obviously going to get rubber stamped. Otherwise, they wouldn't have announced it. I saw the MLBPA says that things are going to need to be approved. Of course, they've already announced this ahead of anything being officially approved by the MLBPA. So it just goes in line with the way they try to steamroll their way into situations. So yeah, I would expect everybody just to fall right in line on this one. And, you know, guys, like, I think it has to be brought up and mentioned several times. I saw some of the discourse online. And so I put out a post when I was sitting there at Sutter Health Park under the thunder and lightning, which is kind of wild. I think it's a beautiful park, and I think it's a great place. And I spent some of my favorite years covering the A's at that place when it was called Raley Field, and it was the AAA home of the A's. So, you know, I love Sacramento fans. I think that ballpark is awesome. I do think there's going to be a lot of like behind the scenes infrastructure that needs to be set up, but I don't want to see this become a thing where like Oakland fans and Sacramento fans are at odds, because I don't think it's the fans that did any of this, right? It's billionaires like John Fisher and Major League Baseball and Vivek Ranadive who decided to sort of bend over backwards to acquire this team and undercut the city of Oakland.
I think that's well said. Casey Pratt, ABC7 Bay Area. It is billionaires playing games, and mommy and daddy fighting. The kids are the ones caught in the middle. Now, from Casey, we've had a lot of on and more off-air conversations about this, but I want to bring this on air. You know, the local talking points are, hey, look, the A's weren't going back to Oakland, and Vivek stepped in because he's a champion for Sacramento. And he did the biggest part of saving the Kings and saw an opportunity to put Major League Baseball in Sacramento. And whether it's expansion, as he mentioned, or Vegas falls apart, there was nothing unethical about what Vivek did. There was nothing hypocritical. This wasn't like when the Kings were going to Seattle because they were leaving Oakland anyways, and we found them a home. Now, I know you can, and I'm inviting you to push back, if you will, on that narrative from a Bay Area and an Oakland standpoint. What is the pushback on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say mostly my pushback, and I think your opinion would be far more valued. I'm sure you've shared it with your listeners too, just because you understand, you know, Sacramento a lot better than I do. But, you know, the Oakland pushback would be not that Vivek saw an opportunity and pounced on it and did what he thought was in the best interest of Sacramento to try to grab a major league team. I think all that's commendable, honestly. I think that he, in his mind, is in a lot of ways right. But what I think he did was hypocritical because of what happened out there and what everybody got dragged through out there, and the whole emotional situation of almost losing and then saving the Kings, to then turn around and do that to Oakland when they're in the middle of negotiations sort of tells you that there is a level of hypocrisy there. Obviously, it's an opportunity he saw. He took his shot. He tried to help out his friend, John Fisher, which I'm not sure is a very smart thing to say. But at the time, Oakland had already made what they thought was a pretty fair deal and negotiated it even lower late into that Tuesday evening when they met. But you're just never going to be able to compete with zero rent and zero assurances of expansion. I mean, nobody is going to beat that deal. And so I think he saw an opportunity and he took it. Now, what comes of that opportunity is important. If this leads to Major League Baseball staying in Sacramento, then I'd say the shot he took, despite how Oakland feels, was worth it. But I don't think it's going to happen because he didn't get any assurances. There's still full steam ahead to Vegas. And even if that gets screwed up or they expand, you're looking at a situation where Vivek's going to be just one person in line to get this team.
You mentioned full steam ahead to Vegas. That's still been the plan, whether there was a middle road or not, from Oakland to Sacramento to Vegas or Oakland to Vegas, whatever the case may be. What is the latest there? Because if you read anything on that, there's a lot of people believing, Casey, that may not even happen.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of a negative situation right now as far as Vegas is concerned, public perception-wise. That doesn't mean the people in those meetings aren't going to do whatever it takes to get this deal done. I think that when you look at the A's situation, in a lot of ways, they've succeeded in spite of themselves. Like in Oakland, for example, the city administrators, the staff, they put together and passed this EIR. The port stepped up in a major way and got port priority use cleared. I think these were major hurdles that the A's may have never really believed would actually get cleared. But due to the hard work of these people, it actually got past them. So it was almost like, oh, we're past that now. Okay, now what? Oh, whoa, we got past that hurdle. It almost seemed like they were dragged kicking and screaming across the finish line because they seem always afraid to just seal the deal, sign on, put up the money. In Las Vegas, I think it's much the same. I think Major League Baseball and the people out in Vegas, the power players, are going to pull this thing across the finish line, whether John Fisher is able to get there himself or not. So I'm still fairly confident Vegas is going to happen because I think that nobody really likes what's going on out there. But again, just like Vivek Ranadive, the chance to grab a pro sports franchise is going to be too good for some people to pass up out there.
Casey Pratt joining us. By the way, we're nerds, just so people listening. EIR is Environmental Impact Report. That's a big deal. I don't know if everybody knows that, but there you go. Casey, I won't say I disagree with you, but let me push back on that. In Las Vegas, you have a number of different avenues. Number one, you hear things about asbestos being on the site. The Tropicana closed last Tuesday, almost a week ago. Bally's is having the owner, the parent, is having serious financial issues. There's issues with the stadium fitting. There's issues with, really, we've never seen this with an expansion before or a relocation. A very lukewarm reception. And then finally, maybe the big one is, if this Schools Over Stadiums teachers group is able to gather, and we'll find out with some litigation pending this week, if they're able to gather 103,000 signatures between now and somewhere around the end of June, this thing goes on the ballot. And as we saw in Kansas City last week with a far more successful team in the Chiefs, along with the Royals, it's going to get destroyed on the ballot. Plus, on top of that, we're talking about John Fisher closing a deal. I'm not, and I don't know if I'm as confident as you that Vegas is going to happen.
No, I'm right there with you. I just think that, look, if I went out there for the Super Bowl and I made it a point to wear all my Oakland shirts because I wanted people to come up to me and be like, push back a little bit, tell me why they want the A's in Vegas. And
sure,
I didn't get that at all. Nobody was like, yeah, you're wrong. But I did walk the site, and the one thing that really was eye-opening for me on the site, aside from how tiny it is that every single property around it is owned by MGM. And MGM has all the pull out there, and they want that stadium and that site because they don't have to lift a finger, and then they'll take in all the benefit from having a ballpark around all their resorts. So I really do think that the power players out there have a lot more sway than we think. I think that the politicians out there are going to look at this deal. They're probably not going to like it, but they're probably going to sign it on anyways. That's my concern, because I think that when it comes push to shove, the people out there that have all the say want this. And so that's my biggest concern. Now, there's a lot of things that could stop it. The two big things, Schools Over Stadiums, getting it on the ballot. It'll never pass on the ballot. What happened in Kansas City is a prime example. It's an extremely unpopular issue that the people did not get any voice on. So if this does make it to the ballot, they're in big trouble. That'll take away $380 million in funds. So that's a huge thing that I think that could derail this entire thing.
Casey, we mentioned earlier you had a chance to talk to Vivek Ranadive. If you had an opportunity to talk to John Fisher, and maybe just one question, but if you got 5 minutes, what would you really want to sit down and talk to him about?
I would just ask him what he thinks he's doing. I mean,
but would it be like, what do you think you're doing? Like a parent, or be like,
what do you think you're doing? How do you think you're going to pay for this? How do you feel about hurting so many people? I mean, these are the kind of things I would probably ask him, not to give away the playbook too much. And it's interesting because while I was in Vegas for the Super Bowl, I was approached about talking to him, and then it got pushed back week after week after week. And again, they approached me about it.
Wow.
But I think once they realized that Oakland wasn't going to happen, they're like, oh, well, we probably don't need to talk to him anymore anyways. I did try at that actual press conference. It's the first time I've actually seen the guy in person. I've been covering the team since 2005.
Wow.
I don't know what that tells you. But right when the press conference ended, I made a beeline straight over there. And to my surprise, all the A's front office were very helpful. They're like, yeah, we'll set people aside for you over there. We got you. We want to get you some stuff on the side just so you can really get all the information you need, which I thought was great. Okay, cool. I'll go get John. But then first Vivek started talking. So I went straight for Vivek. And by the time I was done with him, Fisher had scampered his way out of the ballpark and no one talked to him. So I did my best.
Do you think you could name 3 A's?
He's a big fan of Aaron Judge.
Yes.
And I think that when he got interviewed one time, he had on his little pad of paper, Mark Kotsay, Zach Geloff, and Tyler Soderstrom. So I think if you gave him handwritten notes, you could definitely name a few A's players.
We'll finish here, Casey. You've given us a lot of your time. Kind of a two-parter here. Number one, I think the Shakespearean ending is Vegas either develops poorly or gets shut down, and we get to a bidding war, which is exactly what baseball would want. John Fisher decides, much like the Maloofs did after Virginia Beach and Seattle and Anaheim all got shut down. They finally, after years of saying there's no way we're going to sell, they finally said we'll sell, and we have a bidding war, if you will, between Warriors owner Joe Lacob and former Warriors co-owner Vivek Ranadive. That's number one. Could you see that bidding war scenario, maybe throwing a Salt Lake in there? Could you see that realistically? And then kind of an addendum there. You mentioned this earlier. Is Howard Terminal ready to go? Isn't it simple? Because, of course politicians are going to say that, like, well, wait. It's ready to go. But they also have had a long time to get it ready to go. Is it, for a guy like Lacob, in your opinion, something that is shovel ready, as you said?
Well, so they're past their clearances environmentally, which, as you know, in California, that's huge. That's why I said EIR, which is Environmental Impact Report. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yes.
They are past all their clearances. Now, the question is who pays for it, right?
Right.
Joe Lacob said in the Chronicle himself, if he had bought the A's, he would have put them at Howard Terminal and he would have just paid for all the infrastructure himself. And the reason you do that is A, obviously goodwill, you're the billionaire, and B, waiting for the city to raise money and the government to build all the infrastructure takes an insane amount of time. That's the path the A's took.
Right.
They took the path of, we want to do it there and we want you to pay for it. And that's just never going to work. Now, the bottom line is the city did raise over $400 million in grants to fix the area around the ballpark, and they get to keep that, whether they build the ballpark there or not. So those improvements are going to get done. The on-site, they had already had a deal with the county to raise nearly $500 million to fix up that infrastructure. So they had raised a lot of money, and that deal is already on the table. So I don't know what you would have in SAC. The other thing is, you have to keep in mind, the Coliseum site also has environmental clearances, and it is also a place that could be developed. So even if they didn't want Howard Terminal, they could go build at the Coliseum site. So they have two really, really close to ready options. And if you want to pay for some of this other stuff yourself, like the city, believe they were within $90 million of getting everything paid for.
Wow.
That's not a lot of money for a billionaire. That's a lot less money than, any MLB contract is these days. So I think that you could get something done quickly. To pit Vivek and Joe Lacob against each other would be poetic. It would be fun. Obviously, Lacob has had an incredible track record of success, but I caution people out there who always think it's Lacob or Vivek now. There are others out there that I know of that I'm sworn to secrecy on that are big time players. And I'm not even talking Joe Lacob. So there's going to be a lot to say about who gets this team in the end. But, maybe the best option is, and this is crazy, but get Las Vegas figured out, as Samson said, get it figured out. And then when expansion comes up, that's when the thing's really going to hit the fan. Because if they don't figure out the situation here, they can't expand. If they can't expand, the billionaire owners don't make any extra money. So they need Nashville, they need Vegas, they need one other team probably on the West Coast at this point, assuming the Rays can figure it out. and then everybody wins. That's why I've been saying this whole time, give me Oakland and Vegas. Like, I don't have anything wrong with Vegas. Like, go ahead. Let Fisher and Cavill build it. Keep the team here. There's buyers ready to go. Like, why does it have to be one or the other? Doesn't make sense.
100%. And next time we talk, we'll get into this. I keep forgetting to bring this up, but in talking to people that know things last week, I just never found the right place. Apparently the bonds that were taken out for the original Rayleigh Field are almost matured and have been paid off beautifully with no late payments, blah, blah, blah. So I guess the idea there is in West Sacramento, with help from Sacramento, if there was to be a new baseball stadium out there, one of the roads they could go down is reissuing bonds like they did for the original Rayleigh Field, and that there would be a receptive political climate for something like that. And that's something you just don't know, Casey. They make more money than we do, but in the meantime, we'll be on this now. Obviously, you'll continue that. We look forward to our conversations both on and off the air. Fantastic work on your part, and I believe the A's belong in Oakland. I still hold out hope, even though I'm a native Sacramentan. I still hold out hope, as silly as it might be, that there's some way to make that happen in the future, and I'm sure we'll all be along for the dramatic ride over the next few months. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, and I'm not taking away anything from your work, man. I mean, you had this the whole day before any of this broke, so you were all over it too. And I know that we were talking the whole time because I was on vacation getting a lot of big scoops at the same time. But yeah, there's no reason Oakland and Sacramento can't work in hell. I hope Sacramento is an MLB market. I just don't like it under these terms. So much love to you all out there. I'm not saying I'm anti-Sacramento in any way, shape, or form.
Of course. That's Casey Pratt. Follow him on Twitter, by the way. Let me plug that up so you can get the latest news at Casey Pratt. That's 2 T's, Pratt, ABC7. Thanks, Case. Talk to you soon, brother.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, take care. We're way late for a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight, and there's a lot to watch tonight. No NBA, but we got some basketball for you. We'll get to that next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Slightly Stupid. Live in concert. Saturday, April 27th, 7:30 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. With special guest Fortunate Youth. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Slightly Stupid live.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win.
He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items like the self-leveling green laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect pass-through socket set for $49.98, which you can only find at Lowe's. Shop Klein tools in-store and online today, because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros. Calling all sports fans. Experience the ultimate game day atmosphere at Fieldhouse, Sacramento's premier sports bar. With TVs scattered throughout the pub, you'll never miss a moment of the action. From football and basketball to baseball, MMA, boxing, and beyond. Voted as the #1 sports bar in Sacramento, we're your destination for all things sports. Swing by our convenient location at 1310 Fulton Avenue, or you can order online for delivery or pickup. Join us at Fieldhouse American Sports Pub, where every game is front and center.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort. See what we can do for you with a free fitting. Just stop in or schedule an appointment. With over 200 stores, there's likely one near you. Find yours at goodfeet.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidian Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Hi everyone, it's Emron Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com.
People are freaking out about this.
Yeah.
And I'm not even getting into like
dark for like 4 minutes.
No, it's gonna
not here in Texas.
Right, yeah. But like you might remember this. Remember when this happened at Madison a few years ago, like 10 years ago, and we all went out in the parking lot? It's like here's what it's gonna be. It's like when a cloud partially covers the sun for a second.
Yeah, a little bit different. Here, there it's like really weird.
People are losing. I'm not talking about like the religious stuff. Like that's a whole different Donahue. I'm talking about just like out here. Like I was telling Simone this earlier. Like lunar eclipses are so much better. Like the ones where it's night and you see a little orange ball go across. That's cool. This,
I'm telling you, it's going to be.
You've got a favorite type of eclipse.
I do. So lunar greater than sign solar.
Dork.
I'm telling you. I ain't getting much of that at all. But I'm not trying to rain anybody's parade. I'm just saying, don't get your hopes up, which I generally say anyway.
I think you're yucking their yum, as you say.
It's going to be a yuckier yuck when people are out there like, oh, like I don't know somebody. I know somebody who told me about somebody like, and I know this is happening. They're having like lunar eclipse parties or solar eclipse parties. Like, dude,
sounds like fun.
Fun? What? Everyone's going to go outside in 3D glasses and see like a fingernail over part of the sun, which you can't really see because you can't directly look at it. And it's be like, oh, great. That was worth all of my time again for that. By the way, what did Aaron ask me? I wanted Aaron on the Dave, is there any concern that being the home of the Kings, that 1140 gets a call from Kings ownership on these interviews? Yeah, I've thought about that. But here's the thing. I would hope not. I will say this. I think it's a good question. That's been asked a few times. So when that happens, like, this is danger zone right here. You get into politics and all that. I would say this, Aaron. It's a good question. It's something that's been asked before because I've been pretty hard on John Fisher, and now that's a partner. And by the way, we may carry the A's games. I truly don't know. I know we do right now. We do right now. Yeah. I would say we're in pole position to carry those games. But I'm also aware, by the way, that partnership, this is just the world we live in. Could me, for example, speaking out against John Fisher and the move deteriorate any chances of us getting that? Sure, of course it could. Stranger things have happened. But I do want to say this, though. We have an email, talking to the people that handle Vivek about getting him on this week. We've always had a very good and open relationship with Vivek. I've had very frank conversations with him. He's a big boy. I'm not in stature. You know what I mean? Not one time have the Kings ever reached out saying, don't say that. You can't say that. Say this on my kids' lives. Not one time has this regime ever done that. They've always been very good. As long as we're fair. There's a difference between, oh, Vivek, you snake, what an idiot, which, by the way, I don't think that at all. But there's a difference between getting personal and bringing up what I think I'm very confident, actually, they would respect. Very fair, balanced questions that aren't exactly fun questions. And also, I've had several off-air conversations, as you have too, Jason, with the people that matter over there about this. And they're not always all hearts and flowers. There's some pretty healthy debate. We debated with the mayor on the air. I had bigger ones off the air. Like, there's a lot that goes on behind to make sure that everyone understands where everyone's coming from. Here's the bottom line. I believe Vivek wants what I truly believe Vivek is a champion of Sacramento. And I believe that he wants good things for this city. And he has shown that with his actions as well as the words. Full stop. There's no but at the end of that. That being said, we may also disagree. And by the way, I could be wrong. I might be being too dramatic. I might be overreacting. I might be a little too vulnerable and PTSD'd from when the Kings almost left, and I may be misapplying. I'm humble enough to admit that. Yeah. But we're going to have a frank, open conversation, and you guys are all going to be a part of that.
Well, and almost if like Casey's right at all, he said, look, if it works out in some way, shape, or form that the Sacramento area gets expansion, Vivek took his shot. And,
yes, he did.
And then would have won if that happens.
It's 100% the case.
Who knows if it'll happen that way, but
we'll be here for the drama.
Yeah.
Hey, it's more relocation drama.
That's right.
I'd missed it. Kind of on the other side of it now, though. We'll take a break. When we return, hey, how about some celebrity birthdays and some crosstalk on a solar eclipse Monday? We'll do all that next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season. Pick your favorite weekly promotion, giveaway game, or theme night, and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. Stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com or visit Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. In the Folsom Auto Mall, you can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah!
they are.
Right. Love it. Aha! That was the weekend.
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff. You're excited for baseball coming, right? You, Alan?
You're talking about
A's. Yeah. You're very you're baseball-y.
Very conflicted.
Yeah.
Based on my background, but in a vacuum.
What background is that, Alan?
He played it.
He did play at the Coliseum. There's a Max Preps picture I remember seeing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It was Photoshop.
Any other
lefty
radio?
Or did that switch? Only lefty.
Any other radio hosts have Max Preps pictures of them batting at the Oakland Coliseum? I don't think they do.
Not. You know, a story.
No,
that game. No, a story from that game. It's not a great one. So
go ahead and
tell it. Basically, the ending. So basically, I end up on third base, get a base hit, end up on third. And our three hitters up. Our three hitters up.
Yeah.
He hits a foul ball, and the first baseman, and I believe we were either playing Sarah or Valley Christian. A good team. Oh yeah. Because it was one of the. I think it was a Dave Stewart.
Smoke
special or something.
Valley Christian was ridiculous.
They were.
So
the foul ball goes to the corner and the first baseman has to go a little bit, right? He's going back a little bit, and I'm looking at my coach at third saying, hey, am I tagging here? And he, yeah, tag. So I tag, get hosed at home plate, and then he throws me under the bus and he says, I never told you to go.
Oh, you got...
Yeah, he was not the coach the next season he was going.
You got him fired.
I mean, I did.
Did you get him fired?
My parents did. There you go.
Apparently, they sent a very lengthy Yelp review on it.
That's right. That's right.
These are hard.
They're also not.
I should provide context.
Yeah,
These
not
sports
good.
trivia questions going
Not
on
very
here.
good.
In karate, what color belt comes before a black belt?
Isn't it brown?
Yeah, that's
Brown.
like the easiest one I've found so far. Here's one. You should know this. Come on, guys. Baseball trivia. Chris, especially you, Chris Watkins. At 3'7", who is the shortest player in baseball history?
I actually don't know.
Really? I'm
He's
surprised.
probably got a great nickname.
I don't know what his nickname is. No?
I remember that picture.
Yeah, the pic. Yeah, where
I couldn't pull the name.
Eddie Goodell.
Oh yeah,
Eddie Goodell, Rogers.
3'7".
3 foot. It was a gimmick, and he walked because there was no strike zone. Like the dude was basically his chin was on the ground.
Little pop.
That was his haunt. That was his haunt.
That's a Zon King.
3'7". Yeah.
You good there?
I'm not good with
like trying to shove. There you go.
trying to shove it in.
Yeah.
Hello.
Today is a National Empanada Day.
Oh, yeah.
I could eat if they're good empanadas. I could eat that. I could just eat a pile of them.
My mom makes the best.
Does she really? Have you had all the empanadas in the world? Because how do you know she makes the best?
Because I know.
That's a big statement right there.
Call her.
Wow.
Call her.
That'd be so weird. We just call her. Do you make the best empanadas? I
Yes.
do. Okay, case closed.
Confirmed.
Moms do make the best blank.
Yes.
Whatever it may be.
It's my opinion.
It's never going to get topped, though.
It's my opinion.
Can't top a mom panada. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends. Nothing. What? I combined empanada and a mom.
Yeah, you did.
Well, what? You can't just say, yeah, you did. Like, you can say that at the end of anything. You'd be
Yeah,
like,
I did.
Yeah, you did. Hey, what's coming up on the show today? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
You
okay.
better believe it.
Nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
All
they
right.
do.
Oh, yeah.
CD. Happy birthday, CD.
Lamb.
Hey, how'd you guys get that? Yeah.
Tucker.
25?
CD Lamb, 25.
25. 26.
26. I got a 25 and a 26.
26.
26.
25.
Two 25s, two 26s. There is a correct answer in the group.
It's 25. I just wanted to be different.
It's 25.
There you go.
There you go.
That's fine.
Happy birthday to Dario.
Sorry.
Yeah, you guys are good
There is
today.
also a Franchitti, though. Isn't he a driver for
so.
F1s
Yeah,
or something?
yeah.
Thank you. That's his sports knowledge.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. Wasn't that a cartoon on MTV?
Oh, gosh.
Daria.
Dora?
No, there's Dora the Explorer.
Mario.
Dario.
Dario Kart.
Man, I feel like he might be a little bit older than you think or younger than you think. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly the right way to put it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's 50 or 26. I'm going to say 32.
Yeah, I was going to say 33.
I really don't
32
know.
and a 33.
He's 30.
30.
I'll say 31.
And a 30. Oh, 31, 32, 33.
Yeah.
30.
Oh,
30.
Don't do that.
30, 31, 32, 33. Guys, we have a correct answer.
Hey!
Yeah, you guys, and it's Chris Forlon, 30.
Well done.
You didn't know that, Chris?
By the way, you guys, I was being a ding dong about this eclipse thing. Or you
were?
Yeah, do you care?
Like, not even a little bit.
Right. I knew you'd be with me. You?
Well, my mom, she texted me. She's, what are you
Yes.
guys doing for it? And then she goes, are you doing anything for it on the radio?
You opening the
And I'm
roof?
like, what?
You opening the roof up today?
I'm like,
Here,
no.
I'm going to do an imitation of what the eclipse experience is going to be like for you.
At least in California. It's going to be different in other states.
California.
Sure.
Here's
Oh,
the
he's going
eclipse.
all the way around.
Everybody watch on YouTube. Ready? There, I did it.
Yep.
It was amazing. I'm glad I took all the time off to do that. I'm glad I got an Airbnb so I can see.
Hey, you of all people, though, wouldn't you want to have a party and a get-together to celebrate and do something for it?
100%.
That's right.
If there's an excuse to have a party,
Yeah.
I'll
Or
do
a day
it.
off.
Or
Speaking of party, Fieldhouse American Sports Pub. Chris Watkins and Alan Salz will be there tonight. Carmichael Dave will be there. Jason Ross will be there tonight for the national championship.
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
Why was that like actually not a forced but legitimate laugh on your part? You thought that was really funny. Like that wasn't a forced laugh. He was like, Alan just said something really comedic that Dave would come out and watch. How do you know I'm not going out there?
Right.
You're not.
That's right.
Why would you pause? Why does he feel this way, Chris?
He plans to, but plans can change.
I can tell you right now. I will most likely be there unless something happens that I don't know about.
No, totally.
Usually I go unless there's a solar eclipse. Then it becomes an issue. I plan on being out there.
That's right. Christopher Law will be there.
On being out there.
Thank you.
Also, possible appearances by, but not limited to, Barack Obama.
That's true.
John Cena.
Just as good of a chance.
And Tony Kemp.
I've already seen it.
Zont King.
Tony Kemp.
Yeah.
I
think he's actually got the free time.
Does he? Probably.
So. There's word that Dan Cortez might be there.
MTV's Dan Cortez.
Dan Cortez. He's going to be sitting there at the door high-fiving children of divorce as they walk in. That's Dan Cortez. Back to you. It's got everything.
Come on out.
Happy birthday, Felix
Hernandez.
The cat.
Yes, Hernandez. King Felix.
48.
I think he retired kind of early.
One of my favorites.
I'm going to say.
I think you're right.
45.
I think
42.
I think he's 44, but also
42, 45, 48.
Can I change it to 44?
You can.
Okay, I've changed it to 44.
Okay,
41.
That's a good choice. We are not in the right decade, guys. He's 38.
Yeah, he retired real early.
Jeez. Wow. Really early. My goodness.
Happy birthday, Terry.
Cruz.
Rozier. Francona. Terry Taylor. Tate. No, that was a fake guy. Terry
Stotts.
Former Kings assistant coach.
Tyler. Terry.
Former NBA player. Played under Rick Adelman.
Terry.
For the Blazers.
Jason Terry? Nope.
Terry Porter.
Oh, God. We're all stupid.
Wow.
We're all really... No, we should have had Terry Porter. We should have. Shame on all of us. How old is he? 55.
53.
58.
That's depressing.
50.
Chris Watkins is closest. 61. There you go.
Oh, boy.
All right.
What time are you guys going to be out there tonight?
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
Dave, I know he really wants to try the burger. It's outstanding. The wings, get them extra crispy with some buffalo. We're out there.
Well, I love that. I want to try that burger so hard. It sounds amazing.
And we're giving out another VIP table today during the show. So you don't want to miss that.
Like an actual table? They can like fold it up and take it home?
We gave out 2
Wow.
earlier this week. And when you show up and you mention Sactown Sports, you get a free fry to go with that delicious burger.
Let's go.
Well, he sold.
Yeah, but hold on. The way you sold that is true. Jason brought this up. So like they literally get a fry.
One single fry.
One single fry.
Very crispy.
It's got the logo on it. All right. For Casey Pratt, I am Dave. That is Jason. That is Chris. Thanks so much. These guys will have Kings and all that stuff coming up next. It's Styles and Watkins, the fastest growing show in the entire world. Bye-bye now.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again.